Okay. I think this is working. Let me take a look here. Test 1, 2. Let's see. I guess the best thing to do is going to be to add a source. Window capture. Firefox. Okay. I should be able to. Is this running? Is this playing? Everybody's so quiet. It's a quiet dang debate. Why you so quiet, Mr. Debate? I should be able to put it there. Yes. Test 1. Okay. I don't know why it's a little too wide. I can't hear anything because nothing's happening. They got no audio. Well, hopefully the audio starts at some point. Is my chat going? Yes. Oh, God. Oh, God. A lot of people showed up. Hey, what's up, everybody? I guess I should tweet this out. This is a really stupid idea. This is a really stupid idea. I kind of like what a bad idea this is. You know who's good at talking about how are cameras shut? I don't hear any audio. Am I crazy? Hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, there's audio coming from other YouTube videos. Camera's shuttering. I think C-SPAN lost audio or something. I don't even know. Okay, no, people are moving. It looks dead. Yeah, there's just no audio for the debate yet. Alright, well, let me tweet this out real quick. And Vito-Chan's mouth might be a little off. Me, Vito-Chan, has been having trouble opening my mouth for some reason. Now streaming the debates with Vito-Chan. She's your favorite anime Yakuza princess. She knows a lot about American politics. Not really. Who's everybody voting for? We're all voting for Yang, right? This is such a bad idea. I don't know anything about politics. This is idiotic. You know what I want to put on the screen? I want to put a... Oh, God. How do I do it? How do I put the alert box on the screen? Widgets. Yeah. Viewer count on the screen. Do that. I got a good number of people going. The problem is in Vito-Chan's room, it's hard to see how many people are watching. Am I losing? I gotta adjust my settings. Anyway, how's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? A streamer named Cortex Zero has my address. Donate to him or you will be swatted. Yikes. Well, okay. What can I do about that? I don't even know. How do I donate to him? He's gonna have to give me some details. Are they gonna turn the audio on? C-SPAN? C-SPAN. Come on. Killing me. Turn her mic on. Hold on. Is there... Oh, there's no chat. There's not even any chat. Jeez. Gee whiz. What was I going to do? I was going to look at my PR settings. So, I have this thing. Face capture settings. Advanced configuration. I don't know why I won't open my mouth enough. And I'm being a little jerk about it. Head pitch. Did they get rid of the mouth controls? Test 1. Test. Hey, what's up, guys? See, I do that, but then my mouth is like hanging open the whole time. See how I look like a dope? I'm like, duh. Hey, guys. It's me, Vito-Chan. How you doing? Hey, What are we doing here tonight? Also, my eyes are looking a little insane. I can't. Oh, there we go. Finally.
In Nashville, Tennessee. I'm Kristen Welker of NBC News, and I welcome you to the final
God, this is really low
presidential
in the mix.
debate between President Donald J. Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden. Tonight's debate is sponsored by the Commission on Presidential Debates. It is conducted under health and safety protocols designed by the Commission's health security advisor.
I'm going to sing my debate song.
It's
time to debate.
Silent. No cheers,
gonna have fun and learn about America.
Right now,
red, white, and blue. These colors don't run.
Donald J. Trump.
Vito-Chan having some fun. Ba, 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 ba. It's big old D Trump coming in. Big D golly gosh. You guys can tell me if I need to turn anything down. You let me know. I'm gonna eat some pasta psychically, which you cannot witness. Because I did not eat any dinner. Who am I voting for?
Say a very good evening.
Should I say? Is that going to make people upset? Andrew Yang. I'm going to write in Yang.
Each candidate will have 2 minutes uninterrupted to answer my first question. The debate commission will then turn on.
I'm wondering if
only when it is their turn to answer.
I should have set up a timer for or a counter to see how many times they interrupt each other.
Will remain on. But on behalf of the voters, I'm going to ask you to please speak one at a time.
Oh, no.
The goal is for you to hear each other and for the American people to hear every word of what you
Trump's not going to do that. Trump's got no time for that.
If you're ready, let's start.
Let's do this.
Begin with the fight.
Let's do this.
President Trump, the first question is for you. The country is heading into a dangerous new phase.
Oh,
more than 40,000 Americans are in the hospital tonight with COVID, including record numbers here in Tennessee. And since the two of you last shared a stage, 16,000 Americans have died from COVID.
Oh, my God.
So please be specific. How would you lead the country during this next stage of the coronavirus crisis? 2 minutes, uninterrupted.
So, as you know, 2.2 million people modeled out were expected to die. We closed up the greatest economy in the world in order to fight this horrible disease that came from China.
China.
It's a worldwide pandemic. It's all over
it didn't come from Japan. Glorious Nippon did not have any part in it.
If you notice, the mortality rate is down 85%. The excess mortality rate is way down and much lower than almost any other country. And we're fighting it, and we're fighting it hard. There is a spike. There was a spike in Florida, and it's now gone. There was a very big spike in Texas. It's now gone. There was a very big spike in Arizona. It's now gone. And there are some spikes and surges in other places. They will soon be gone. We have a vaccine that's coming.
It's all going to be gone,
it's
baby.
Ready. It's going to be announced within weeks, and it's going to be delivered.
Whoa! He just said there's a vaccine ready?
The military is going to distribute the vaccine. I can tell you from personal experience that I was in the hospital. I had it. And I got better, and I will tell you that I had something that they gave me, a therapeutic, I guess they would call it. Some people could say it was a cure. But I was in for a short period of time, and I got better very fast, or I wouldn't be here tonight. And now they say I'm immune. Whether it's 4 months or a lifetime, nobody's been able to say that. But
I'm immune, baby. He's immune. The God Emperor cannot be touched.
A problem that's a worldwide problem. This is a worldwide problem. But I've been congratulated by the heads of many countries on what we've been able to do. If you take a look at what we've done in terms of
are people saying crazy things in the chat. Oh my God!
And gowns and everything else, and in particular ventilators. We're now making ventilators all over the world, thousands and thousands.
Hey, Amarak, you're kicking ass. Good work, buddy.
All over the world. It will go away, and as I say, we're rounding the turn. We're rounding the corner. It's going away.
Okay, former Vice President
Chat's
Biden,
going a mile a minute.
how would you lead the country out of this crisis? You have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
220,000 Americans dead. If you hear nothing else I say tonight, hear this.
The lighting for the debate sucks. I wonder if they say, like, we have to have the most boring lighting possible.
I'm not saying I take no responsibility initially. Anyone who's responsible for that many deaths should not remain as President of the United States of America.
Ooh, big
We're in a
shot.
situation where there are 1,000 deaths a day now, 1,000 deaths a day. And there are over 70,000 new cases per day. Compared to what's going on in Europe, as the New England Medical Journal said, they're starting from a very low rate. We're starting from a very high rate. The expectation is we'll have another 200,000 Americans dead between now and the end of the year. If we just wore these masks, the president's own advisors.
Stop moving my chest. Stop shaking it.
100,000 lives.
Sorry, I'm trying to eat a little bit of
We're in a circumstance where the
eat a little
president
bit of
thus
something. I didn't
far
eat no dinner.
Still has no
Vito-Chan
plan,
can eat with her mind.
no comprehensive plan.
It's a Yakuza trick.
What I would do is make sure we have everyone encouraged to wear a mask all the time. I would make sure we move in the direction of rapid testing, investing in rapid testing. I would make sure that we set up national standards as to how to open up schools and open up businesses so they can be safe and give them the wherewithal, the financial resources to be able to do that. We're in a situation now where the New England Medical Journal, one of the serious
Vito-Chan knows how the bread gets
in the
baked,
whole
man. I'll
world,
shake my
said
money
for the
makers.
first time ever that the way this president has responded to this crisis has been absolutely tragic. And so, folks, I will take care of this. I will end this. I will make sure we have a plan.
All right.
President Trump, I'd like to follow up with
Trump
you.
said he's
Your
immune,
comments.
so
You talked about taking
I feel like a guy who
therapeutic.
can't get
I assume
sick
you're referencing
kinda gave
Regeneron.
the
You
better
also
argument
said a
there.
vaccine will be coming within weeks.
Yes.
Is that a guarantee?
No, it's not a guarantee, but it will be by the end of the year. But I think it has a good chance. There are two companies, I think, within a matter of weeks, and it will be distributed very quickly.
Can you tell us which companies?
Johnson & Johnson is doing very well.
J&J.
Moderna is doing very well. Pfizer is doing very well, and we have numerous others. Then we also have others that we're working on very closely with other countries, in particular Europe.
Let me follow up with you because this is new
my
information.
streaming
You
goal.
have said a vaccine is coming soon, within weeks now. Your own officials say it could take well into 2021 at the earliest for enough Americans to get
Look,
vaccinated.
the
And even
Yakuza
then,
keep
they
coming
say
to my
the
house
country
trying
will
to
be
break my
wearing
kneecaps.
masks
What am I
and
supposed to do?
distancing into 2022. Is your timeline realistic?
I don't need
No, I think
200.
my timeline's going to be more accurate.
'Cause I wanna
don't
break
know
my
that they're
kneecaps. Look.
counting on the military the way I do.
There
but
was a
we
new
have our
video game
generals
coming out. I
lined
borrowed
up,
some
one
money
in
from the
particular
Yakuza.
That's the head of logistics.
What am I supposed to do?
And this is a very easy distribution for him. He's ready to go as soon as we have the vaccine, and we expect to have 100 million vials as soon as we have the vaccine. he's ready to
100
go.
million.
Vice President
100
Biden, your
million.
reaction, and just 40% of Americans say they would definitely agree to take a coronavirus vaccine if it was approved by the government. What steps would you take to give Americans confidence?
Would you take a
in
vaccine?
if it were
I don't know if I
approved?
would.
Sure,
I wouldn't trust a
totally
vaccine at this point.
Transparent. Have the scientists of the world see it, know it, look at it, go through all the processes. And by the way,
Good old process.
this is the same fellow who told you this is going to end by Easter last time. This is the same fellow who told you that, don't worry, we're going to end this by the summer. We're about to go into a dark winter. A dark winter.
Oh.
And he has
sounds
no
racist,
clear
Biden.
plan, and there's no prospect
Dark
that
winter,
there's going to be a
dark
vaccine
winter.
available for the majority of the American people before the middle of next year.
President Trump, your reaction, he says you
I don't
have no
think we're
plan.
going to have a dark winter at all. We're opening up our country. We've learned
What is with
and
these
studied and
metaphors?
understand the
There's gonna
disease,
be a dark
which we
winter.
didn't at the beginning. When I
There's a
closed
dark
and
winter coming.
banned China from coming in heavily infected.
What
and
anime
then
am I
ultimately
from? I'm
Europe.
from Super
But
Kawaii
China was in
Vito-Chan, A
January.
#1 USA
Months later, he
princess.
was saying I was xenophobic. I did it too soon. Now he's saying, oh, I should have, moved quicker. But he didn't move quicker. He was months behind me.
If I go over here,
Many
Biden
months
can smell
behind
my
me.
hair.
And frankly,
Smell my
he
hair.
ran the
Smell my hair,
H1N1
Biden. Look at how happy he is.
swine flu, and it was a
Oh,
total
he's way
disaster,
smelling it.
far
Aw,
less lethal.
there you go.
But
There you go,
It
Grandpa.
was a total disaster.
Sniff my hair,
Had
you
that
psycho.
had this kind
I love
of
it.
numbers,
China.
700,000 people would be dead right now. But it was a far less lethal disease. Look, his own.
Who am I
person
voting
who
for?
ran
Yang
before
Gang, baby. Yang
as you know, was
Gang.
his
I'm glad I'm
chief
on
of staff,
Biden's side
said
over here.
It was
Hey,
catastrophic.
bud. Hey, buddy.
It was horrible.
It was
We
catastrophic.
Didn't know what we were doing.
This is worse.
Now
The
he
first
comes
one was
up
more
and
fun
tells
'cause
us
everyone
how
was
to
yelling
do
at
this.
each other.
Also, everything that he said about the way every single move that he said we should make.
This one's going to be less
that's what
fun than the
we've done.
last one, I
We've done
think.
all of it. But he was way behind us.
Vice President Biden, your response.
My response is he is xenophobic, but not because he shut down access
Uh-oh.
from China.
Uh-oh.
And he did it late after 40 countries had already done
Uh-oh.
that. In addition to that, what he did, he made sure that we had 44 people that were in there in China trying to get to Wuhan to determine what exactly the source was. What did the president say in January?
Good old
he said,
Wuhan.
no, he said, he's being transparent. The president of China is being transparent. We owe him a debt of gratitude. We have to thank him. And then what happened was we started talking about using the Defense Act to make sure we go out and get whatever is needed out there to protect people. And again, I go back to this. He had nothing. He did virtually nothing. And then he gets out of the hospital and he talks about, don't worry, it's all going to be over soon. Come on. There's not another serious scientist who thinks it's going to be over soon.
President Trump, your reaction?
I say over soon. I say we're learning to live with it. We have no choice.
We're learning to live with it. We can't
lock ourselves up in a basement like Joe does. He has the ability to lock himself up. I don't know. He's obviously made a lot of money someplace. But he has this thing about living in a basement. People can't do that. By the way, I, as the president, couldn't do that. I'd love to put myself in the basement or in a beautiful room in the White House and go away for a year and a half until it disappears. I can't do that. And Kirsten, every meeting I had, and I'd meet a lot of families, including Gold Star families and military families.
Ooh, Gold Star families.
Every meeting I had, and I had to meet them. I had to. It would be horrible to have canceled everything. I said, you know, this is dangerous.
Oh, I'm breaking everything. This is a new stream setup if you guys have not noticed.
I learned a lot. Great doctors, great hospitals. And now I recovered. 99.9 of young people recover. 99% of people recover. We have to recover. We can't close up our nation. We have to open our school, and we can't close up our nation, or you're not going to have a nation.
And of course, the CDC has said
when are they going to start yelling at each other? I know it's coming, but
and can pass it. Vice President Biden, I want to talk broadly.
Oh, Trump does not like getting interrupted there.
Can I respond to that?
30 seconds, please, and then I have a question.
No, number one, he says that we're learning to live with it. People are learning to die with it. You folks home will have an empty chair at the kitchen table this morning.
I wonder if he's been holding on to that one.
Bed tonight and reaching over to try to touch their
learning to die with it, huh?
Where their wife or husband is gone. Learning to live with it. Come on. We're dying with it because he has never said, you said it's dangerous. When's the last time? Is it really dangerous still? Are we dangerous? You tell the people it's dangerous now? What should they do about the danger? And you say, I take no responsibility.
Just found this guy through Tommy C. Is he red-pilled or not? Oh, God. Red-pilled.
It's not my fault that he can't.
I take all the pills, buddy.
Fault. And you know what? It's not Joe's fault that
China.
he can't either. It's China's fault.
It's China.
They kept it from going into the rest of China for the most part, but they didn't keep it from coming out to the world, including Europe and ourselves.
Vice President Biden.
Wow, why is Trump so... Trump really must have sat back and...
When it hit, what happened?
He's way less forceful. He's like really...
It's going to go away. Be gone by Easter. Don't
soft-spoken
worry. Warm
tonight.
Weather. Don't worry. Maybe inject bleach. He said he was kidding when he said that, but a lot of people thought it was serious.
I guess maybe his team decided he was coming out too hard.
Said, even today, he thinks we are in control.
China.
We're about to lose 200,000 more people.
President Trump.
Look, perhaps just to finish this, I was kidding on that, but just to finish this, when I closed, he said I shouldn't have closed. And that went on for months. Nancy Pelosi said the same thing. She was dancing on the streets in Chinatown in San Francisco. But when I closed,
Jesus
he said,
Christ.
This is a terrible thing. You're xenophobic. I think he called me racist even. And because I was closing it to China. Now he says
is Vito based or not? I'm whatever amount of base you want to be. What's up, Zenny?
You certainly did. You certainly did.
I talked about his xenophobia in a different context. It wasn't about closing the border to Chinese coming to the United States.
All right, I want to talk about both of your different strategies to handling
He thought
this.
I shouldn't have closed the border.
Well,
that's obvious.
Do you want to respond to that quickly, Vice President
No.
Biden? Okay. Let's talk about your different strategies toward dealing with this. Mr. Vice President, you suggested you would support new shutdowns if scientists recommended it.
New shutdowns.
What do you say to Americans who are fearful that the cost of shutdowns, the impact on the economy, the higher rates of hunger, depression, domestic and substance abuse outweighs
this
the
lady
risk
is
of
boring.
exposure to the virus?
I want that guy back.
I'm going to shut down the virus, not the country. It's his ineptitude that caused the country to have to shut down in large part. Why businesses have gone under, why schools are closed, why so many people have lost their living, and why they're concerned. Those other concerns
Hey,
are
Biden,
real.
you want to smell my hair?
He should have been, instead of in a sand
You
trap,
want to smell my hair?
He should have been negotiating with Nancy Pelosi and the rest of the Democrats.
Ooh, hit him with the golf
what
course.
To do about the acts they were
Hit him
passing
with
for
the
billions
golf
of dollars
course
to
hit.
make sure people had the capacity.
But you haven't ruled out more shutdowns.
Well, no, I'm not shutting down the name, but look, you need standards. The standard is if you have a reproduction rate in a community that's above a certain level,
Reproduction
everybody
rate?
says,
What?
slow up, more social distancing, do not open bars, and do not open
I thought he meant
gymnasiums.
for like people
Do not
reproducing.
open until you get this under control. under more control. But when you do open, give the people the capacity to be
Tell
able
him,
to
Daddy
open
Biden.
and have the capacity
Tell
to
him.
do it safely. For example, schools, they need a lot of money to open.
Say
They need
China
to
and then
deal with
laugh to
ventilation
myself again.
systems. They need to deal with
China.
smaller classes, more teachers, more pods. And he's refused to support that money.
Biden, you
or at
stay
least
away.
up to
You're
now.
getting too close.
Let's talk about schools. President
Well,
Trump,
I
can you
think we
Back
have to
off a little
respond,
bit,
if I
buddy.
might.
please? And then I have a
Come
follow-up.
on.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
he's right up on
appreciate
top of
that.
me. Come on.
Look, all he does is talk about shutdowns, but forget about him. His Democrat governors, Cuomo in New York, you look at what's going on in California, you look at Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Democrats all, they're shut down so tight and they're dying. They're dying. And he supports all these
my
people.
God.
All he talks about is shutdowns. No, we're not going to shut down, and we have to open our schools. And it's like, as an example,
anyone else getting
I have a young
disconnected
son.
from
He
chat? I don't know what
also
that's about.
tested positive.
Is the stream dropping
By
at
the
all?
time I spoke to the doctor the second time, he was fine. It just went away. Young people, I guess it's their immune system.
Let me follow up with you, President Trump. You've demanded schools open in person and insist they can do it safely. But just yesterday, Boston became the latest city to move its public school system entirely online after a coronavirus spike. What is your message to parents who worry that sending their children to school will endanger not only their kids, but also their teachers and families?
I want to open the schools. The transmittal rate to the teachers is very small, but I want to open the schools. We have to open our country. We're not going to have a country. You can't do this. We can't keep this country closed. This is a massive country with a massive economy. People are losing their jobs.
My buddy over at
committing
YouTube was nice.
suicide.
He just said,
There's depression, alcohol, drugs.
next time he
at
can
a
get me
level
on the
that
white
nobody's
list
ever
so
seen
I can't get
before.
banned
There's
for
abuse,
streaming this.
tremendous abuse. We have to open our country. You know, I've said it often. The cure cannot be worse than the problem itself.
Vice
And that's
President.
what's happening. And he wants to close down. He'll close down the country.
What are these
if one
angles where they
person
got
in our-
Trump
in
looking
our
off to the left and
massive
Biden
bureaucracy
looking
says
off to
we
his
should
left?
close it down.
Vice President Biden.
Or the
is-
right of the
Simply not
screen?
true. We ought to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. We ought to be able to safely open, but would they need resources to open? You need to be
you like
able
my
to,
physics?
for
Do you like my
example, if
bounce?
you open a business, have social distancing.
Are my
business.
biddies too
You
big?
need to have, if you have a restaurant, you
Uncle
need to
Biden
have
likes 'em.
plexiglass dividers so people cannot infect one another. You need to be in a position where you can take testing rapidly and know whether a person is in fact infected. You need to be able to trace. You need to be able to provide all the resources that are needed to do this. And that is not inconsistent with saying that what we're going to make sure that we can open safely. And by the way,
Biden
all
keeps
you
sniffing my
teachers out
hair.
there, not that many of you are going to die, so don't worry about it. Come
Is
on.
that what he's saying?
President Trump, let me follow up with
Wait.
you quickly.
By the way, I
on-
will say this. If you go and look at what's happened to New York, it's a ghost town. It's a ghost town. And when you talk about plexiglass, these are restaurants that are dying. These are businesses with no money.
Yeah, Trump should bring
Putting
up
up
corn pop.
plexiglass is unbelievably expensive, and it's not the answer. I mean, you're going to sit there in a cubicle wrapped around with plastic. These are businesses that are dying, Joe. You can't do that to people. You just can't. Take a look at New York and what's happened to my wonderful city for.
It is true
so
that
many years. I loved
all
it.
these
It was
businesses are
vibrant.
getting
It's
completely
dying. Everyone's
wrecked.
leaving New York.
Take a look
Vice
at what
President
New
Biden.
York has done in terms of turning the curve down in terms of the number of people dying. And I don't look at this in terms of the way he does. Blue states and red states.
They lowered
They're
Trump's
all the
mic? Is that
United
what we
States.
believe?
And look at
No.
the states that
Oh.
are having such a spike in the coronavirus. They're the red states.
Corona.
They're the states in the Midwest. They're the states in the upper Midwest. That's where the spike is occurring significantly. But they're all Americans. They're all Americans. And what we have to do
When's
is say,
Kanye coming
wear
on?
these
Oh,
masks,
man.
number one.
They should
Make
have a
sure
musical
we get the
interlude in the
help
middle
that
of
the
these
businesses
things.
need that has money's already been passed to do that. It's been out there since the beginning of the summer, and nothing's happened.
President, New York has lost more than 40,000 people, 11,000 people in nursing homes.
President Trump, what
when you
about-
say spike, take a look at what's happening in Pennsylvania, where they've had it closed. Take a look at what's happening with your friend in Michigan, where her husband's the only one allowed to do anything. It's been like a prison. Now it was just ruled unconstitutional. Take a look at North Carolina. They're having spikes, and they've been closed. And they're getting killed financially. We can't let that happen,
What are you
Joe.
texting
You
me?
can't let
Someone
that
texting
happen. We have
Vito-Chan?
to open up. And we understand.
Look,
the
I'm just a
disease.
simple
We have to
Japanese
protect our
schoolgirl.
seniors.
I
We
don't
have
know
to
anything about
protect
these
our
American
elderly.
politics.
We have to protect especially our seniors with heart problems and diabetes problems, and we will protect them. We have the best testing in the world by far. That's why we have so many cases.
Let me follow up with you before we move on to our next section. President Trump, this week you called Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's best-known infectious disease expert, quote, a disaster. You described him and other medical experts as, quote, idiots. If you're not listening to them, who are you listening to as you fight this?
I'm listening to all of them, including Anthony. I get along very well with Anthony. But he did say, don't wear masks. He did say, as you know, this is not going to be a problem.
The SWAT teams are on their way. I think the SWAT teams are probably busy tonight.
This is not going to be a problem. We are not going to have a problem at all. When Joe says that, I said, Anthony Fauci said, and others, and many others, and I'm not knocking him a lot. Nobody knew. Look, nobody knew what this thing was. Nobody knew where it was coming from, what it was. We've learned a lot. But Anthony said, don't wear masks. Now he wants to wear masks. Anthony also said, if you look back, exact words, here's his exact words. This is no problem. This is going to go away soon. So he's allowed to make mistakes. He happens to be a good person.
Oh, no.
Vice President Biden, your response quickly, and then we're going to move on to the next section.
My response is that think about what the president knew in January and didn't tell the American people. He was told this was a serious virus that spread in the air, and it was much worse than.
I'm going to move away from Biden for a second. He keeps snapping.
He went on record and said to one of your colleagues,
hey, Trump, what's up, buddy?
That in fact he knew how dangerous it was, but he didn't want to tell us.
Now I'm the one debating.
He didn't want us to panic. He didn't want us. Americans don't
Trump.
panic.
Deal with it.
But guess what? In the meantime, we find out in the
Listen,
New York Times
Biden,
the other day that
buddy.
in fact his folks went to Wall Street and said this is a really dangerous thing, and a memo out of that meeting, not from his administration,
Yeah, the chair
but from
stays
some of
over
the
there.
brokers said sell short because we got to get moving. It's a
I
dangerous
got the
problem.
face
I'm going to give you 30 seconds to respond, and then we're
The
going
Wall
to
Street
move
one,
on.
I don't know. Somebody went to Wall Street. You're the one that takes all the money from Wall Street. I don't take it.
Hey, Vito, I'm glad to see you're alive and well. I live on the opposite side of the earth and
Tremendous
still enjoy
amounts
your
of money.
classics.
And every time
Any
you raise
chance I can
money,
catch you in an
deals
interview
with
for a
I could
Russian-speaking
raise
audience?
so much more money as president.
Send me a message on Twitter, man. I could do an interview,
I
for
could
sure.
call the heads of Wall Street, the heads of every company in
Hit me
America.
up on Twitter,
I
buddy.
would blow away every record, but I don't want to do that because it puts me in a bad position. And then you bring up Wall Street. You shouldn't be bringing up Wall Street because you're the one that takes the money from Wall Street, not me. I could
Now it
blow
looks like
away
Trump's
your
yelling at me.
records that, like you wouldn't believe. We don't need money. We have plenty of money. In fact, we beat Hillary Clinton with a tiny fraction of the money that she was able to.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to move on.
Don't tell me about Wall
Average
Street.
contribution $43.
All right, we're going to move on to our next section, which is national security. And I do
Now
want
I'm
to
the
start
moderator.
with the
No, I
security
broke
of
the whole
our
thing.
elections and
Oh,
some
God, how
breaking
did I
news
do
from
that?
overnight. Just last night, top intelligence officials confirmed again that both Russia and Iran are working to influence this election. Both countries have obtained U.S. voter registration information, these officials say, and Iran sent intimidating messages to Florida voters. This question goes to you, Mr. Vice President. What would you do to put an end to this threat? You have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
I made it clear, and I ask everyone else to take the pledge. I made it clear that any country, no matter who it is, that interferes in American elections will pay a price. They will pay a price. And it's been overwhelmingly clear.
What's
this
up, that
election,
Islamophobic?
the last one, this election, that Russia has been involved, China has been involved to some degree, and now we learn that
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt Biden.
Iran is involved.
It's not known to be wrong.
If I'm elected, they're interfering with American
We can talk about the
sovereignty.
glorious
That's
Prophet
what's going
Muhammad some
on
other
right
time.
now.
Be
They're
Karam
interfering with
over on
American
Twitch.
sovereignty. And to the best of my knowledge, I don't think the president said anything to Putin about it. I don't think he's stalking them a lot. I don't think he said a word. I don't know why he hadn't said a word to Putin about it. And I don't know what he has recently said, if anything, to the Iranians. My guess is he'd probably be more outspoken with regard to the Iranians. But the point is this, folks. We are in a situation where we have foreign countries trying to interfere in the outcome of our election. His own national security advisor told him that what is happening with his buddy, I will. His buddy, Rudy Giuliani, he's being used as a Russian pawn. He's being fed information that is Russian, that is not true.
Karam, look.
What happens? Nothing happens.
God bless Allah, buddy. Somebody over on Twitch is mad that I made fun of
about Russia
the glorious Muslim prophet.
That I do not get elected the next president of the United States because
Hi,
they
Salty
know I
Dalty.
know
Welcome
them,
to the stream.
and they know me. I don't understand why this president is unwilling to take on Putin when he's actually paying bounties to kill American soldiers in Afghanistan, when he's engaged in activities that are trying to destabilize all of NATO. I don't know why he doesn't do it, but it's worth asking the question, why isn't that being done? Any country that interferes with us will, in fact, pay a price because they're affecting our sovereignty.
President Trump, same question to you. Let me ask the question. You're going to have 2 minutes to respond. For 2 elections in a row now, there has been substantial interference from foreign adversaries. What would you do in your next term to put an end to this? 2 minutes.
Yes.
Let me respond to the first part.
Deal with the foreign adversaries.
Joe got $3.5 million from Russia, and it came through Putin because he
was
the former mayor of Moscow. And it was the mayor of Moscow's wife, and you got $3.5 million. Your family got $3.5 million, and you know, someday
he's not allowed to interrupt because they changed the rules.
Russia.
Joe, you got to interrupt.
Now,
you got to interrupt. Oh no, he's holding back so hard.
John Ratcliffe, who is fantastic.
Ooh.
He said the one thing that's common to both of them, they both want you to lose because there has been nobody tougher to Russia. Between the sanctions, nobody tougher than
we need
me
more
or
memes
Russia.
for Vito-Chan, I'm going to say.
Between the sanctions, between all of what I've done with NATO, you know, I've got the NATO countries to put up an extra $130 billion, going to $420 billion a year. That's to guard against Russia. I sold, while he was selling pillows and sheets, I sold
That's an
busters
baby.
to Ukraine. There has been nobody tougher on Russia than Donald Trump. And I'll tell you, they were so bad. They took over the submarine port. You remember that very well. During your term, during you and Barack Obama, they took over a big part of what should have been Ukraine. You handed it to them. But
this is
you
also
were getting
confusing.
A lot of money from Russia. They were paying you a lot of money, and they probably still are. But now, with what came out today, it's
listen,
even
Trump,
worse.
I'm the debate
All of
moderator.
emails,
Here's the question.
The horrible emails of
would
the
you
kind of
rather,
money that you were raking
well,
in, you and your family.
I'm a
Joe,
virgin
you were
schoolgirl,
vice
so
president
you
when
can't
some of this
touch
was
me. But
happening,
let's say there was
and
a
it should have never happened.
beautiful anime
And I
girl
think
of
you owe an
equivalent
explanation to the American
attractiveness.
people.
Do you like Japanese girls is what I'm asking, Mr. President.
Conference a little while ago, who was essentially supposed to work with you and your family. But what he said
I'm
was
going
staggering.
over to Daddy Trump.
Regardless of me, I think you have to clean it up and talk to the American people. Maybe you can do it right now.
Vice President Biden, you may respond.
What do you think about that, Biden?
I do want to follow up on the election.
What do you think about
I
that?
have not taken a penny from any foreign source ever in my life.
He says he didn't take any
This
money from
president
him. So,
paid 50
what are you
times
going to do
tax
for that?
in China, has a secret bank account with China,
Ooh,
does
that sounds pretty
business
bad.
in China, and in fact is talking about me taking money. I have not taken a single penny from any country whatsoever, ever. Number one.
Says he hasn't taken a single penny,
this
Trump.
is
What do
a
you think about
president-
that, buddy?
I've released all of my tax returns. 22 years. Go look at them. 22 years of my tax return. You have not released a single solitary year of your tax return.
Ooh,
What are you
he's
hiding?
blasting you, buddy.
Why are you unwilling?
He's blasting
The
you.
foreign countries are
My tax. Tens over the last number of years. Tens of millions of dollars I prepaid because at some point they think
a lot of
it's an
cash,
estimate.
Joe.
They think I may
It's a
have
lot.
to pay tax. So I already prepaid it. Nobody told me that.
Did your accountant
Nobody
tell you
told
when
you
you
that.
could release
Excuse
them?
me. And it wasn't written whenever they write this. They keep talking about $750, which I think is a filing fee. But let me just tell you, I prepaid millions and millions of dollars in taxes. Written whenever they Number write one. this. Number They keep two, talking I don't about make money from China. $150, which You I do. think is a I don't make filing money fee. from Ukraine.
I think it's still
You do.
working.
I don't make money from Russia. You made $3.5 million, Joe, and your son gave you. They even have a statement that
What
you have
happened?
to give
Did it drop the whole
10%
thing?
to the big man. You're the big man, I think. I don't know. Maybe you're not, but you're the big man, I think. Your son said we have to give 10% to the big man. Joe, what's that all about? It's terrible.
We're
All right,
watching
gentlemen, I wanna
C-SPAN,
ask you
man.
both two
Tax
questions
dollars pay
about
for
all of this.
C-SPAN.
I'm going to let you both respond very quickly. You just
Did
said
it put a
you spoke
message
to
on the
your
screen or
accountant about
something?
potentially releasing your taxes. Did he tell you when you can release them? Do you
As
have
soon
a
as the audit is
deadline for
finished.
when you're going to release them
I
to the
get
American
treated
people?
worse than the Tea Party got treated. Because
you
I have a
don't
lot
have
of
a time.
people in there, deep down in the IRS, they treat me horribly. We
I'm gonna
made a
give
deal,
Trump a
it was
kiss.
all settled until I decide to run for president. I get treated very badly by the IRS, very unfairly. But we had a deal all done. As
Hey, what's
soon
up, Jimmy
as we're
Bullis?
completed with the deal, I want to release it. But I have paid millions and millions of dollars, and it's worse
Millions
than paying. I paid in
and
advance. It's called prepaying
millions.
your taxes. I paid in advance.
I want to ask you both about
Chat keeps getting
questions
disconnected?
regarding your
Why would that
potential
happen,
foreign
though?
entanglements and questions that have been raised to give you both
Sure,
a
he can
chance
with the
to
$20
talk about this more
Canadian.
broadly. Respond very
Canadians aren't
quickly,
allowed
and
to
I'll get the
donate.
question.
Why did he's been
Like,
saying
what am I
this
going to do
for
with those
4
dollars?
years?
I want big USA
Show
dollars.
us.
Nah, thanks,
Just
baby. I
show us.
appreciate it.
Stop playing around. You've been
Thank you,
saying
my
for 4
friend.
years you're going to release your taxes. Nobody knows it, Mr. President. What they do know
Bolas
is
with the
you're
100
not
hearts, my
paying
buddy.
your
Thanks, Jim.
taxes, or you're
Thanks,
paying
Big Jimmy.
taxes that are so low. When last time he said what he paid, he said, I only pay that little
Chat
because
disconnects
I'm
because
smart.
Twitch is breaking
I know
the
how
debates.
to game the system. Come on. Come
All
on.
right, Bikaram, you can
So-
instruct me about
President Trump, and then I
Islam
wanna get
after
to
the
two questions
stream.
to
I
both of
promise.
you.
I'm
was
going back
put
between these
through
guys
a
because I think it's
phony
about to get
witch
pretty
hunt
intense.
for 3 years. It
Jimmy,
started
Jimmy,
before
my
I
buddy.
even got elected. They spied on my campaign. No president should
Oh,
ever have to
my-
go through what I went through.
he's pulling
Let
it
me
out.
just say this.
He's
Mueller
going
and
full
18 angry Democrats
on the
and
spy
FBI agents
gate.
all over the place spent $48 million. They went through everything I had, including my tax returns.
Jimmy
and they
Bolas with
found
the subscription. Thanks,
absolutely
Jim
no
Jim.
collusion and nothing wrong. 48
Thanks,
million.
JJ.
I guarantee you, if I spent 1 million on you, Joe, I could find plenty wrong. Because
All
the
right.
kind of things that you've
Oh,
done and the kind of money
he's throwing
that
it
your
down on you,
family has
bud.
taken, I mean, your
He's
brother
throwing
made
down the
money in
gauntlet,
Iraq,
buddy. What are you
millions
gonna do
of
about that?
dollars. Your other
Don't shake your head.
brother
What are you
made
gonna
a
do?
fortune, and it's all through you, Joe. And they say you get
This is
some
out of
it,
control.
and you do
This
live
is out of
very well.
control.
You have houses all over the place. You live very well.
All right,
This
gentlemen,
is
let
out
me
of
just
control.
ask some questions about all of this broadly. Vice President Biden, there have been questions about the work your son has done in China and for Ukraine.
They're going to Biden.
When you were vice president.
They're going
In
to Big
retrospect,
Bidey.
Was anything about those relationships
Hunter
inappropriate?
Bidey on the table.
Nothing was unethical. Here's what the deal.
What's he
With
going
regard
to
to
say?
Ukraine, we had this whole question about whether or not, because he was on the board, I later learned of a Burisma, a company.
Oh,
that
no, he's
somehow
about.
I had done something wrong.
Here comes the cover up.
And every single
What's gonna happen?
solitary person, when he was going through his impeachment, testifying under oath who worked for him, said, I did my job impeccably. I carried out U.S. policy. Not one single solitary thing was out of line. Not a single thing, number one. Number two, the guy who got in trouble in Ukraine was this guy trying to bribe the Ukrainian government to say something negative about me, which they would not do and did not do because it never, ever, ever happened.
This is getting
My
crazy.
son has not made money in terms of this thing about, what are you talking about? China.
Are they going to talk about the
I have not
laptop?
had
You
it.
going to talk
only
about the
guy that made
laptop?
money from China
No?
is this guy. He's the only one. Nobody else has made money from China.
Never
President
to
Trump,
deal with
let me
China.
let me
By the
ask
way,
my question to you.
Could I just one thing?
China.
His son didn't have a job
China.
for a long time. Was sadly.
Should I
no
not cut
longer
off my
in the
torso?
military
It's just green
service. I
screen,
won't
man.
get into
I'm a
that.
full person.
And he didn't have a job. As soon as he became vice president, Burisma, not the best reputation in the world. I hear they paid him
China.
$183,000 a month.
China.
Listen to this. 183.
I'm a
and
terrible
they gave him a
debate
$3 million
commentator.
upfront payment.
All right.
And he had no
3 million.
energy.
I'm going to let the vice
million.
president
That's
respond to that quickly, and then
100%
I need to get to a
dishonest.
question
All
to you
right.
very
No
quickly.
basis
All right.
for that. Everybody investigated that. No one said anything he did was wrong in Ukraine.
Okay, President Trump, this is for you. Since
Biden,
you
you
took
look-
office,
you look hungry.
You've never
Sniff my hair.
divested from your business. You've personally
There you
promoted
go.
your properties abroad. A report this week, which was referenced, does indicate that your company
I
has
do
a
gotta
bank
watch the new
account
Borat
in
movie. Is it
China.
officially
So
out?
How
Can you watch
voters
it?
know that you don't have any foreign conflict?
How much can they
of
jiggle?
I have many bank accounts,
Pretty
and they're
mu-
all
pretty good.
listed, and they're all over the place. I mean, I was a businessman doing business. The bank account you're referring to, which is everybody knows about it, it's listed. The bank
China.
account was in 2013.
Trump
That's
does not
when
look
it
like he
was. It
fits
was
in
open
that
to
suit.
do-
Am I
It was
crazy?
closed in 2015.
Look at his
I believe.
shoulders. Why has he
And
got
then I
that very
decided,
tight
because I was going
body
to do,
language?
I was thinking about doing a deal in China, like
Yeah, he's got to do
millions
that
of other
broad
people. I was
hands
thinking about
thing.
it,
Right
and
now
I
he looks all
decided I'm not going
tight
to
and
do
thin.
it. Didn't like it. I decided not to do it. Had an account
China.
open, and I closed it.
Okay.
Excuse me.
China.
And then, unlike him, where he's vice president and he does business,
Vito-Chan is
I then
ignorant.
decided to run for president
of
after
American
that. That was
politics.
before. So I closed it before I even ran for president, let alone became president. Big difference. He is the vice president of the United States, and his son, his brother, and his other brother are getting rich. They're like a vacuum cleaner. They're sucking
Okay,
up money
President
every
Trump,
place
thank
you
you.
go.
We can move on. I do want to ask you, Vice
They're
President
like
Biden,
a
about
vacuum
China.
cleaner,
Let's talk about
sucking
China
up
more
all the
broadly.
money.
There
Them
have, of
brothers,
course,
Jesus
President
Christ.
Trump has said that they should pay
That's a
for
quote.
not being fully
That's a quote.
transparent in regards to the coronavirus. If you were president, would you make China pay? And please be specific. What would that look like?
What I'd make China do is play by the international rules, not like
Thanks for the subscription, my buddy.
Caused the deficit.
Oh, and I got an emote thanks to
with China. Up, not down.
Oh, sorry, I am
We are
missing a whole
making
bunch
sure that
of
in order to do business in China,
gifts.
you have to give all your intellectual property. You have to have a partner in China. It's 51%.
Let me turn that down a little bit.
We would not do that at all. Number one. Number two, we're in a situation where China.
Just so you
would
guys
have
know,
to
if
play
you
by
were
the
over
rules
on
internationally as well.
twitch.tv/The Vito
When
Show,
I met with Xi,
you're getting gifts
when
like
I was still
crazy,
vice
baby.
president, he said we're setting
Handing
up
out
our
subscriptions.
identification zones in the South
Handing
China
them
Sea.
out.
You can't fly through them. I said, we're going to fly through them. We just flew B-52, B-1 bombers through it. We're not going to pay attention. They have to play by the rules. And what's he do? He embraces guys like
Thanks for all the
thugs
subscription
like
handouts,
North Korea
Kriegerbot.
and the Chinese president and Putin.
All right, Karen,
and
we'll
others.
take a look at what you
And
sent
he
me.
pokes his finger in the eye of all of our friends, all of our allies. We make up only,
Gotta mute
we're
that
with
for a second.
25% of the world's economy. We need to be having the rest of our friends with us saying to China, these are the
Southland
rules.
Tales
You
video
play by
when?
them or you're going to pay the price
I
for
don't
not
know,
paying
man.
by
It's
them
gonna take time to make
economically.
that one.
That's the way I will run it, and that's what we
China.
did.
What do they want to charge
upholding
China
steel
for?
tariffs
For
and
getting
a range of
everybody
other things
sick?
when we were
Or
president,
from
vice
running the
All right,
entire
let's
global
talk about
economy?
North Korea.
Excuse me, no, I have to
Yes.
respond to that.
Okay, very quickly,
have
and
to
then we're going to
suspend
move on
that
to
with
North
$1.5
Korea.
billion from China to
Not
manage after
true.
spending 10 minutes in office and being in Air Force Two, number one. Number two, there's a very strong email.
Yeah, there's something up with
talking
his shoulders
about
tonight.
Your family wanting to make $10
They
million
picked the
a
wrong
year
suit. I don't
for
know what's up with that.
introductions.
President Trump, on China policy, though,
Oh,
what are you going to do?
oh,
What
he's going
specifically
hard
are
in the
you going
paint.
to do to make China pay? You've said you're going
First
to
of
make
all,
them pay.
China is paying.
Uh-oh.
They're paying billions
Uh-oh.
and billions of dollars. I just gave
New
$28 billion.
sanctions? New sanctions?
I just
Come on
gave
by, Jimmy
$28
Bullis.
billion
We can hang
to our
out.
farmers.
Taxpayers'
Because China,
money.
I love you,
What?
FBI.
Taxpayers' money. Didn't come from
yeah,
China.
you know who the taxpayer is? It's called China. China
She
pays
ain't-
$28
he
billion,
did
and
it!
You know what they did to
Yes!
pay it, Joe? They devalued
Come
their
on!
currency, and they also paid up. And you know who got the money?
It's
our farmers, our great
China.
farmers, because they were targeted.
It's
you never charged them
China.
anything. Also, I charged them 25% on dumped steel because they were killing our steel industry. We were not going to have a steel industry.
Okay.
And now we have a steel
Okay,
industry.
Vice President Biden, your response, please.
Our response is, look, this isn't about, there's a reason why he's bringing up all this malarkey. There's a reason for it. He doesn't want to talk about the substantive issues. It's not about his family and my family. It's about your family. And your family's hurting badly. If you're making less than, if you're a middle-class family, you're getting hurt badly right now. You're sitting
Yeah.
at the kitchen table this morning deciding, well, we can't get new tires, they're bald because we have to wait another month or so. Or are we going to be able to pay the mortgage? Or who's going to tell her she can't go back to
Who's gonna pay my
community
kids'
college?
orphanage bills?
They're the decisions you're
Huh?
making. In the middle-class families like I grew up in Scranton and Claymont. They're in trouble.
Scranton.
We should be talking about your
Who's
families,
gonna
but that's
pay
the
my
last
kids'
thing he wants to
orphanage
talk about.
bills?
I want
That is a
to talk
typical
about
statement.
North Korea.
Excuse me, just
I do
for
want
one
to turn
second,
to
please.
10 seconds, Mr. President.
10
Typical
secs, 10
political
secs.
statement. Let's get off this China thing, and then he looks, the family, around the table, everything. Just a typical politician when I see that.
Let's talk
I'm
about
not a
North
typical
Korea.
politician.
Okay.
Hitting
That's
them
why I
hard.
got elected.
Hitting
them
Let's
hard.
Let's get off the subject of China. Let's talk around, sitting around the table.
All right.
Come on, Joe, you can do better.
We're going to talk about North Korea now. President Trump, you've met with North
He
Korean
hits him
leader
so
Kim Jong-un
hard.
3 times. You've talked about your beautiful letters with him. You've touted the fact that there hasn't been a war or a long-range missile
war.
test. And yet North
about
Korea
that.
recently rolled out its biggest ever intercontinental ballistic missile and
Oh, no.
continues to develop its
We got a big
nuclear
missile
arsenal.
coming.
Do you see that as a betrayal of the
China.
relationship you forged?
I haven't
Just
played
30
Genshin
seconds here because
Impact,
we need to get on to the
actually.
next.
So when I met with Barack Obama,
Someone redeemed
we sat
highlight
in
my
the White
message, and I
House.
have to figure out
Right
who
at
it
the
was,
beginning, had a
'cause
great
everything's broken.
conversation.
Oh,
Supposed
juice
to be
bags.
15 minutes,
Yeah, I'll
and it
play
was
Genshin
well over an
Impact,
hour.
baby.
He said
I'd
the
try that
biggest problem
game.
we have with North Korea.
China.
He indicated we will be in a war with North Korea. Guess what? It would be a nuclear war, and he does have plenty of nuclear capability.
You like my
In the
donation bar,
meantime, I have a
Amara?
very good relationship with him. Different kind of a guy, but he probably thinks the same thing about me. We have a different kind of a relationship. We have a very good relationship, and there's no war. And you know, about 2 months ago, He broke into a certain area. They said, oh, there's going to be trouble. I said, no, they're not, because he's not going to do that. And I was
redeem
right.
points
Look,
help the streamer
instead
out
of
at
being
all?
in a war where millions of people, Seoul, you know, is 25 miles away.
I don't think so.
Millions and millions, 32 million people in Seoul. Millions of people would be dead right now.
President
we
Trump,
don't have
that's
a war,
30
and
seconds.
I have a good
Thank
relationship.
you. Vice
I think it
President
just
Biden,
convinces you
North
to keep
Korea
watching,
conducted
you know?
4 nuclear tests under
get
the
points?
Obama administration. Why do you think you would be able to rein in this persistent threat?
Because I'd make it clear, which we were making clear to China, they had to be part of the deal. Because here's the I made it clear as a spokesperson of the administration when I went to China, that they said, why are you moving your missile defense up so close? Why are you moving more forces here? Why are you continuing to do
Hey, Biden, why do I keep grabbing the whole
with
source?
South Korea?
Me
I said, because North Korea is a problem, and we're going to continue to do it so we can control them. We're going to make sure we can control them and make sure they cannot hurt us. And so if you want to do something about it, step up and help. If not, it's going to continue. What has he done? He's legitimized North Korea. He's talked about his good buddy, who's a thug, and he talks about how we're better off, and they are have
That's
much
not a
more
nice thing to
capable
say.
missiles, able to reach U.S. territory.
You got to be nicer
than ever did before.
Let me
Mr.
follow
Kim
up with
Jong,
you,
okay?
Vice President Biden. You've said you wouldn't
You can't
meet
call him
with
a
Kim
thug.
Jong-un
You might be
without
president.
preconditions. Are there any conditions under which you would meet with him?
On the condition that he would agree that he would
I'm the candidate now.
drawing down his
Vote
nuclear
for
capacity
Vito-Chan.
to get the Korean Peninsula should be nuclear-free zone.
All right, let's move on to American families.
Kristen, they tried
Very
to
quickly,
meet with
10
him.
seconds,
They
President.
tried to meet with him. He wouldn't do it. He didn't like Obama. He didn't like him. He wouldn't do it.
I need a
gotta
China
let Jim
meme.
respond to that
He
before we
wouldn't
move
do
on.
I just need a
It's
meme of
okay. You know what?
Trump
North
saying
Korea,
China.
We're not in a war. We have a good relationship. You know, people don't understand. Having a good relationship
Trump,
with
we have to
leaders
move
of other
on, 'cause
countries
we have
is
a lot
a
of
good thing.
We have a lot of questions to get
Yes,
to.
not
That's
Your
like
response.
saying we had a good relationship with Hitler before he, in fact, invaded.
Oh, he went straight to Hitler.
That's Daddy's cookie.
That's
The
Daddy's
reason
cookie.
He would not meet with
The
President
Hitler
Obama is because
invocation.
President Obama said, we're going to talk about
Oh, how often do you hear the word
denuclearization.
Hitler
We're
in
not
one of
going to
these
legitimize
things?
you, and we're going to continue to put stronger and
China.
stronger sanctions on you.
China.
That's why he would
That's Daddy's cookie.
That's Daddy's
Let's
cookie.
Didn't
move
happen.
on. Let's
Excuse
move on
me.
and talk
He
about
left
American
We used to be
me a
friends
mess,
with Hitler.
Kristen.
President
Think
Trump.
about
Okay,
that.
we do
They
need to move
left
on.
me a mess.
Ooh.
North Korea was a mess.
We
And
need
in
to
fact,
move
if
on
you
so that
remember
we
the
can get
first
to
2
all
or
of our
3
other
months,
questions tonight,
there was a
President
very
Trump.
dangerous period
Daddy's
in my
cookie
first 3
has
months
entered
before
play.
we
Every
sort of
Hitler
worked things out a
mention
little
gets a
bit.
Daddy's
There was a
cookie.
very they left us a mess.
Daddy's
and Obama
cookie.
would be, I think, the first to say it was the single biggest problem he thought that our country had.
Okay, let's move on to American families
How'd
and
you like
the
that video,
economy.
FBI? That
One
was a
of the
good one.
issues that's most important to them
China.
is health care, as you both know. Today, there was a key vote on a new Supreme Court Justice, Amy Coney Barrett, and health care is at the center of her confirmation fight. Over 20 million Americans get their health insurance through the Affordable Care Act. It's headed to the Supreme Court, and your administration,
Will we
Mr.
see-
President,
will we
is
hear the word
advocating
Hitler
for the
tonight?
court to
Again.
overturn it. If the Supreme Court does overturn that law, those 20 million Americans could lose their health insurance almost overnight. So what would
Oh
you
my
do
God.
if those people
Oh
have
my
their health insurance
God.
taken away? You have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
Sure. First of all, I've already done something that nobody thought was possible. Through the legislature, I terminated the individual mandate. That is the worst part of Obamacare, as we call it. The individual mandate where you have to pay a fortune for the privilege of not having to pay for bad health insurance. I terminated it.
Thanks
It's
for
gone.
subscribing,
Now it's in court
Wolf
because
Boozy.
Obamacare is no good.
My brother.
But then I made a decision. Run it as well as you can to my people, great people. Run it as well as you can. I could have gone the other route and made everybody very unhappy. They ran it. Premiums are down. Everything's down. Here's the problem. No matter how well you run it, it's no good. What we'd like to do is terminate it. We have the individual mandate done. I don't know that it's going to work. If we don't win, we will have to run it, and we'll have Obamacare, but it'll be better run. But it no longer is Obamacare, because without the individual mandate, it's much different. Pre-existing conditions will always stay. What I would like to do is a much better health care, much better, will always protect people with pre-existing. So I'd like to terminate Obamacare,
better.
come up with a brand new, beautiful health care.
You want to get rid of
The
it and
Democrats
then
will do it
come up
because
with a
there'll
new
be
one?
tremendous pressure on them, and we
Wrong
might even have
steps.
the House by that time.
No.
And I think we're going to win the House, okay? You'll see, but I think we're going to win the House.
Win
But
the House?
Come up with
Ooh,
a better
that's a
health
big-
care,
that's a big
always
move.
protecting people with
The
pre-existing
individual
conditions.
mandate
And
is
one thing very
you
important,
have to
we
have health
180
insurance,
million
and if you
people
don't,
out
you
there
pay a penalty,
that have
right?
great private health care. far more than we're talking about with Obamacare.
They're
Joe
forcing
Biden is
everyone
gonna
to have
terminate all
healthcare.
of those policies.
And now you
These are
don't have
people
to,
that
I don't
love
think.
their health care. People that have been successful, middle-income people.
Although I think
been
some states you
successful.
still have an individual mandate.
180 million
Massachusetts
plans,
and California.
180 million people, families.
Oh no,
Under
OJ's here.
What he
Oh
wants
no.
to do, which will basically
OJ, I don't know
socialize
anything about
medicine, he won't even
politics.
have
Don't
a
yell at
choice.
me. Just let
They
me
want
have
to
fun.
terminate 180 million
I'm letting
plans.
Biden sniff my hair
We have
tonight.
done an incredible job on health care, and we're going to do even better.
Okay,
Let me
Vice
respond.
President
We're going
Biden,
to
yes, this is for
China.
you. Your health care plan calls for building
China.
on Obamacare. So my question is, what is your plan if the law is ruled unconstitutional by the Supreme Court? You have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
What I'm going to do is pass Obamacare with a public option. It'll become binding.
Yes.
The public option is
Public
an
option,
that says that
baby.
if you, in fact, do not have the wherewithal to be, if you qualify for Medicaid and you do not have the wherewithal
Public
in
me
your
up.
state to get Medicaid, you automatically are enrolled, providing
You want some feet?
competition for
We need
insurance
a
companies.
Vito-Chan
That's what's
feet
gonna happen.
meme
Secondly,
for sure.
we're going to make sure we reduce the premiums.
Vito-Chan
and
feet, you know
reduce
what that
drug
is?
prices,
That's Daddy's cookie.
making sure
That's
that there's
Daddy's cookie.
competition that doesn't exist now by allowing the Medicare to negotiate.
I gotta pay some
drug
people to
prices
draw some
with
Vito-Chan memes
the
I can put on the
insurance
screen.
companies. Thirdly, the idea that I want
No, I
to
like,
eliminate private insurance. The reason
I like
why
health
I had
insurance.
such a fight with 20 candidates for the nomination was
China.
I support private insurance. That's why I didn't. Not one single person with private insurance would lose their insurance under my plan, nor did they under Obamacare. They did not lose their insurance unless they chose they wanted to go to something else. Lastly, we're going to make sure we're in a situation that we actually protect pre-existing. There's no way he can protect pre-existing conditions. None. Zero. You can't do it in the ether.
Yeah, this debate's boring
He's
as
been
hell, huh?
talking about this for a long time.
They
There is
really-
no-
those
he's
stupid
never come up
rules
with a
really
plan.
ruin the
I guess
whole
we're gonna
thing.
get the pre-existing condition.
We gotta
plan
get rid of
the
those
same time we get
rules.
The infrastructure plan. That
We gotta
we've
let
been
everybody
waiting
just
since
scream at each
17,
other.
18, 19, and 20. The fact, I still have a few more minutes. I know you're getting anxious. The fact is that he's
Trump.
already cost the American
Pop,
people
pop.
because of his terrible handling of the COVID virus and the economic.
Did I like
spillover.
Bernie? Yeah, he's
10
better than
million
Biden.
People have lost their
Say that.
private insurance. And he wants to take away 22 million more people who have it under Obamacare and over 110 million people with pre-existing conditions. And all the people from COVID are going to have pre-existing conditions. What are they going to do?
I have a follow-up for you, Vice President Biden. It relates to something that President Trump said. He's accusing you of wanting socialized medicine. What do you say to people who have concerns that your
Socialism.
health care plan, which includes a government insurance option, takes the country one step closer to a health care system run entirely by the government? What's your
Still messing
it's
with my-
ridiculous.
my
It's
head
like saying
abilities.
that, you know, we're the idea that the fact that there's a
China.
public option that people can
All
choose,
debates should be rap battles.
that makes it a socialist plan. Look, the difference between the
Yeah, I'm gonna
president,
do
I
it.
think healthcare
Let's
is
do
not
it.
a privilege; it's a right. Everyone should have the right to have affordable health care.
My debate is
And
more
I am very
interesting than
proud of
anyone
my
else's
plan.
debate.
It's
Let's be
gotten
real.
endorsed by all the major labor unions as well as a whole range of other people who in fact are concerned in the medical field. This is something
Rap battle
that's
debate.
Save people's lives, and this is going to
My
give some
name's
people
Biden.
an
There's something that I'm
opportunity-
hiding.
An opportunity to have
My
healthcare
kid's
for their
laptop
children.
has
How many
something
of
in
you
the
home
hard
alone
drive.
rolling around in bed tonight wondering
Better pay to
what in
stay
God's name you're
alive.
gonna do if you get sick because you've lost your
Anarchy
insurance,
debates.
your
Yeah, dude.
health insurance your company's gone under.
I
We
think
have to
they gotta
provide
like
health
midway
insurance for
through have
people
them like
and an affordable
play
one. That's
Street
what I do.
Fighter, play one round of
President
Street
Trump,
He
Fighter.
was
Your
there
response.
for 47 years. He didn't do it. He was now there as vice president for 8 years, and it's not like it was 25 years ago.
Let me see if my eyes
It
are
was
still
3
broken.
3/4. It was just a little while
see.
ago, right? Less than 4 years ago. He didn't do anything. He didn't do it. He wants socialized medicine, and it's not that he wants it. His vice president, I mean, she
me see if the auto
is
blank works now.
more liberal than Bernie Sanders. And
Play
wants it
Hulk
even
Hogan,
more.
Real American.
Bernie
I'll probably
Sanders
get
wants it.
copyright
The
struck
Democrats
if I
want
do
it.
that.
You're going to have socialized medicine, just like you were with fracking. We're
Yeah,
not
see,
gonna have
the thing with
fracking.
my-
We're
if I
gonna
turn on
stop
auto
fracking. We're
blank,
gonna
this is
stop
what I look
fracking. Then he
like.
goes to Pennsylvania
The
after
eyes
he gets
go
a
nuts.
nomination where he got very lucky to
Hello.
get it. And he goes to
I
Pennsylvania.
want to be your friend.
And he says, oh, we're going to have fracking.
Why do they do that?
And you never asked that question.
do I fix
and
that?
by the way, so far, I respect very much the way you're handling this, I have to say.
By the way-
But somebody should ask the question.
You can ask
He
the-
goes for a year. There will be no fracking. There
we
will
do
be
have
no
a number of
petroleum.
we have a number of topics we're
No,
going
but
to get
that's a
to.
big- that's a big
And
question.
we're going to get to
What
It's the same
did I
thing
do?
with socialized
I have to
medicine.
respond.
Vice
to
President,
healthcare.
your response, please.
My response
I
is
screwed up-
people
I screwed
deserve
this
to
up.
have affordable health care, period. Period, period, period. And the Biden care proposal will, in fact, provide for that affordable health care, lower premiums. What we're going to do is going to cost some money. It's going to cost over $750 billion over 10 years to do it. And they're going to have lower premiums. You can buy into the better plans, the cheaper plans, lower your premiums, deal with unexpected billing, and have your drug prices drop significantly. He keeps talking about it. He hasn't done a thing for anybody on health care. Not a thing.
Kristen, when
Very
he
quickly,
says,
then I want to talk
when
about
he
what's
says
happening
public
on Capitol
option,
Hill.
he's talking about socialized medicine and when he and healthcare. When he talks about a public option,
guys,
he's talking about destroying your Medicare, totally destroyed, and destroying your Social Security. And this whole country will come down. You know, Bernie Sanders tried it in his state. He tried it in his state. His governor was a very liberal governor. They wanted to make it work.
Okay,
let's let Vice President Biden respond. It doesn't
Vice
work.
President
He's
Biden
a very confused guy. He thinks he's running against somebody else. He's running against Joe Biden. I beat all those other people because I disagreed with them. Joe Biden he's running against. And the idea that we're in a situation that they're going to destroy Medicare, this is the guy that the actuary at Medicare said,
all right, now I think I can blink.
At Social Security, if in fact he continues to withhold his plan to withhold the tax on Social Security,
this stupid program
Social Security will be bankrupt by 2023
Open your eyes, idiot.
with no way to make up for it.
Red tie is more infamous.
Tried to cut Medicare.
Infamous when you get black lightning for being bad. So red tie is better. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Social Security and Medicare.
All right, I'm gonna stop messing with the eyes.
He tried to get rid of it. He tried to hurt Social Security years ago. Years ago. Go back and look at the records. He tried to hurt Social Security years ago.
All right, let's move on. I'm going to move on.
Mr.
President, I have to move on to the next question.
They said the stock market will boom if I'm elected. If he's elected, the stock market will crash.
Okay, let's move on to the next
Oh
question.
my God!
Look,
Did he really just say
the
that?
idea
You can't
that
say
the
that.
stock market is booming is his only measure of what's happening. Where I come from in Scranton and Claymont, the people don't live off of the stock market. Just in the last three years during this crisis, the billionaires in this country made, according to the Wall Street, $700 billion more dollars. $700 billion more
the
dollars.
stock market.
Because that's his only measure. What happens to the ordinary people out there? What happens to them?
Let's talk about what's happening on Capitol Hill. We're going to move on.
401ks are through the roof.
401ks, baby.
And he doesn't come from Scranton. That's like he lived there for a short period of time before he even knew it.
He's calling him out on the Scranton.
Let me move on to my next question, gentlemen. As of tonight, more than 12
This is getting spicy. You know what time it is?
Pizza time.
This is some pizza time right here. Now it's getting spicy.
And more families are going hungry every day. Those hit hardest are women and people of color. They see Washington fighting over a relief bill. Mr. President, why haven't you been able to get them the help they need? 30 seconds here.
Because Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to approve it. I do.
But you're the president.
I do, but I still have to get. Unfortunately, that's one of the reasons I think we're going to take over the House, because of her. Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to approve anything because she'd love to have some victories on a date called November 3rd. Nancy Pelosi does not want to approve it. We are ready, willing, and able to do something. Don't forget, we've already approved 3 plans, and it's gone through, including the Democrats, in all fairness. This one she doesn't want. It's near the election because she thinks it helps her politically. I think it hurts her politically.
All right, Mr. Vice President.
You know, the Republican leader in the United States Senate said he can't pass it. He will not be able to pass it. He does not have Republican votes. Why isn't he talking to his Republican friends?
Let me follow up with you, Vice President
we made a
Biden,
deal,
because let me ask Vice President Biden a question. You are the leader of the Democratic Party. Why have you not pushed the Democrats to get a deal for the American people?
Well, I have, and they have pushed it. Look, they passed this act all the way back in the beginning of the summer. This is like it's not new. It's been out there. This HEROES Act has been sitting there. And look at what's happening. When I was in charge of the Recovery Act with $800 billion, I was able to get $145 billion to local communities that have to balance their budgets and states.
My voice is really loud. I can turn it down.
Have to fire firefighters.
Is my voice overwhelming everything?
Firefighters, teachers, first responders, law enforcement
it looks like
officers,
it's equal to theirs,
their cities and counties running. He will not support that. They have not done a thing for them. And Mitch McConnell said, "Let them go bankrupt. Let them go bankrupt." Come on. What's the matter with
was passed in the
real
House. It was a bailout
American.
of badly run, high crime, Democrat all run by Democrats, cities and states. It was a way of getting a lot of money, billions and billions of dollars.
I'm a little louder. I'll turn it down.
It was also a way of getting a lot of money
How
from
about
our people's
there?
pockets to people that come into our country
China.
illegally. We were going to take care of everything.
I'm screaming
for them.
in your ears.
And what that does, and I'd love to do that, I'd love to help them, but what
Vito,
that does,
I would be a
everybody
good
all over
moderator,
the world will
'cause
start
I'd ask
pouring
the real
into our country.
questions.
We can't do it. This was
I'd
a
say
way of
Biden.
taking care of them. This was a way of spending on things that had nothing to do with COVID,
Ass
as to
or
your
feet?
question. But it was really a big bailout for badly
China.
run Democrat cities and states.
All
By
right,
the
I
way,
want
if
to.
I get elected, I'm running as a proud Democrat. But I'm
Biden,
gonna be
how
an
many
American
women's
president.
hairs
I don't
could you
see
sniff
red
in one
states
day?
and blue states. What I see is American, United States. And folks, every single state out there
Ooh,
finds
he prepared
themselves
this
in
one.
trouble. They're going to start laying off, whether they're red or blue, cops, firefighters, first responders, because teachers, because
What
they
about porn
have
stars?
to balance their budget.
OnlyFans?
And the founders
Is
were
OnlyFans
smart.
gonna be okay?
They allowed the federal government to deficit spend to compensate for the United States of America.
Biden,
I want to
how
talk
are
about the minimum
OnlyFans
wage,
workers
gentlemen.
going
Mr. Vice
to
President,
manage?
we
That's
are
what I
talking
need
a
to
lot
know.
about struggling small businesses
Yes.
and business owners these days.
Right
Do
in
you think
Vito-Chan.
this is the right
Vito-Chan for
time to
president.
ask them to raise the minimum wage? You, of course, support a $15
Yes.
federal minimum
I
wage.
do, because I think one of the things we're going to have to do is we're going to have to bail them out too. We should be bailing them out now.
Huh,
Those small
maybe some sort of
businesses.
universal
You got 1 in
basic
6 of them
income
going under. They're
would,
not going to be
be
able
the
to
way
make
to
it
go.
back. They passed a package that allows
You wanna
us
see my
to be
nippies?
able to call PPP. Money is supposed to go to help them do everything from organize how they can deal
Blue
with their
states are gonna have
business
over
being
50%
open safely.
taxes. They already have that.
Schools, how they can make classrooms smaller, how they can hire
As far as I
more
can tell,
teachers,
the
how they
tax
can
rate
put
is changing
ventilation
from
systems in.
37%
They
to
need the
39%.
help. The
Am I nuts?
businesses as well as the schools need the help. But these guys
I was
will not
jabbing
help
red
them.
states a
It's
few
not
minutes ago.
giving them
If
any
you
of
haven't
the
noticed,
money.
I'm not
We
paying
are
very
gonna
close
move
attention
on
to
to
what's being
immigration.
said.
Let me very
But I
quickly,
wanna
he said
get
we
your
have to help our
reaction.
small businesses by raising the minimum wage. That's not helping. I think it should be a state option. Alabama is
State
different
option.
from New York. New York is different from Vermont. Every state is different. It should be a state option.
you said very
we have
recently-
to help. It's very important. We
Now
have
we
to
gotta
help our
jack up
small
the minimum
businesses.
wage.
You
How
said-
are
Let's
you
do it.
helping your small
Vito-Chan
businesses
ain't making
when you're
enough from
forcing
stream
wages?
numbers.
What's going to happen, and what's
That's
been
why-
proven
that's
to
why
happen
girls like
is
me are
when
having
you
to go
do
to
that, these small
OnlyFans.
businesses fire
Gotta pay us
many
more.
of their employees.
You said
Not
very
true,
recently you would
by the way.
consider raising the federal minimum
it.
wage to $15
You put
an
me
hour.
on
You said
OnlyFans,
recently
Trump.
You would consider raising
Your
the federal
fault.
minimum wage to
What I
$15 an
really
hour. Is
like,
that still the case?
and I would consider
You're
it
the reason
to
I'm
an
on
extent.
OnlyFans.
In
Why
a
do you think
second
I'm shaking these
administration?
What I
melons?
in a second administration, but not to a level that's going to put all these
me
businesses
more
out
money.
of business. It should be a state option. Look, I've lived in different places. I know different
$45
places.
an
They're all
hour.
different.
That's about as much as I
Some
make from my
places,
lady
$15
feet
is
cam
not so
shows.
bad. In other places, other states, $15 would
Okay,
be
President
ruinous.
Trump, thank you. Quick
No
response,
one
Vice
should
President
work
Biden.
2 jobs, 1 job, be below poverty. People are making $6, $7, $8 an hour. These first responders, we all clap for as they come down the street because they've allowed us to make it. What's
Biden just claimed
happening?
that not one
They
person lost
deserve
their health
a
insurance
minimum
under
wage
Obamacare.
Of $15. Anything below that puts you
Well,
below the poverty level.
I don't
And
know
there is
exactly
no
what happened
evidence
there,
that
but
when
yeah,
you
I'm sure
raise
that
the minimum
happened.
wage, businesses go out of business. That is
Oh, dude, if
simply
Trump gets
not
elected, the
true.
riots
We're
are
going to
going
talk
to be
about
so
immigration. We're
awesome.
going to talk about
I'm going to go out
immigration
and
now,
film all
gentlemen.
of them.
And we're going to talk about families with.
The only
in
reason
this
I want Trump to
context.
get
Mr.
elected is
President,
'cause
your
I want to see the
administration
riots.
separated children from
And I
their
wanna go
parents
out and
at the
film them.
border. At least 4,000 kids. You've since reversed your zero tolerance policy, but the United
If
States
somebody's
can't
spamming in my
locate
chat,
the
I'll
parents
ban
of
him.
more than
I can't
500
see the
children.
same chat you guys
so
are
how will
seeing.
these families ever be reunited?
Yeah,
Children
Amarak's
are
got
brought
it.
here by coyotes.
I'll go to the
and
riots,
lots of
baby.
bad
There'll probably be
people,
riots even if
cartels.
I wonder if Biden wins.
And
There'll
they're
be
brought
riots.
here, and they used to use them to get into our country. We
Why would
now
you riot
have
if Biden
as strong
wins,
a
though?
border as
You
we've
got what you
ever
wanted,
had.
right?
We're
Rioters.
over 400 miles of brand new wall. You see the numbers, and we let people in, but they have to come in legally, and they come in through
But
merit.
how will you
But
reunite
let me
these
just tell
kids
you,
with their
Let
families,
me just tell you,
Mr.
they
President?
built cages. You know, they used to say, "I built the cages,"
Oh,
and then they had a picture in a certain
hitting them with the
newspaper.
cages. That's
There was a
spicy.
picture of these
That
horrible
is
Pizza time.
pizza
Look at
time.
these cages.
Boom, hit them with the
President
cages.
Trump built them.
Oh
Pizza.
shit!
And then it was
Double pizza
determined they were
time.
built in 2014. That was him.
Do you
They
have a
built
plan to
cages.
reunite the kids
Yes,
with
we're
their
working on
families?
it we're trying very hard. But a lot of these kids come out without the parents. They come over through cartels and through coyotes and through gangs.
Vice President Biden, let me bring you into this
525
conversation. Quick response and then another question to you.
These 500+ kids came with parents. They separated them at the border to make it a disincentive to come to begin with.
Is that true? I don't
Big,
know.
real tough. We're really strong. And guess what? They cannot, it's not coyotes didn't bring them over. Their parents were with them. They got separated from their parents.
You say
It makes us a laughing stock and
Doesn't
violates
make it
every
true.
notion of who we are as a nation.
I could see them
Let me
bringing
ask
kids
you a
over without their
follow-up
parents.
They did it. We changed the policy.
Your response
they
to
did
that?
it. We changed.
did
They
not.
came
They built the
inside of
cages.
coyotes.
Who built the cages, Joe?
Let's talk about what
Who
we're
built the
talking about.
cages,
Let's
Joe?
talk about what we're talking
Who
about.
built the
What
cages?
happened?
Oh,
Parents
what a
were-
line.
kids were
Pizza
ripped their
time.
Pizza
arms
time.
and separated. And now they cannot
What
find
a
over
line. See, this is what I want from the
500
debates.
sets of those parents, and
I
those
want some,
kids are
I want some
alone.
lines I can take away.
Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. It's criminal. It's criminal.
Let me ask
Kristen,
you
I will
about
say this.
immigration.
They
10
went down.
seconds,
We
and
brought
then I need to ask
reporters,
you.
everything.
Who built the
They
cages,
are
Joe?
so
It
well
wasn't
taken
China.
care of. They're in facilities
China
that
didn't
were
build
so
the
clean.
cages.
Some of
Have
them
gotten
haven't been
such
reunited
But
with their
just ask
families.
one question. Who built the
Biden.
cages? I'd
Who
love
built
you
the
to ask them that.
cages,
Who
Joe?
built the cages?
Let me ask about your
China.
immigration policy, Mr. Vice President. The Obama administration did
China.
fail to deliver immigration reform, which had been a key promise during the administration. It also presided over record deportations as well as
China.
family detentions at the border before changing course. So why should voters trust you with an immigration overhaul now?
Because we made the
Prospect
mistake.
of post-election
It took
forced me to
too
go
long
buy a gun.
to get it right.
Yeah, I'm
Took
thinking
too
about
long
getting a
to get it
gun.
right. I'll
For
be president
kind of
of
the
the United
same
States,
reasons.
not vice president of the United States. And the fact is, I've made it very
I was
clear.
having the same thoughts.
Within 100 days, I'm going to send to the United States Congress a pathway to citizenship for over 11 million undocumented people. And
we don't need
all
it.
of those
It's not
so-called
necessary.
dreamers, those DACA kids, they're going to be immediately certified again to be able to stay in this country and put on the
All
path
right.
to citizenship. The idea
This is
that
where the
they
Democrats
are
kinda
being
lose
sent
me,
home by
is,
this guy and they want to do that.
how does-
is
how
they're
does
going
it-
to
I
a
don't know,
country they've
whatever.
never seen before. I can imagine you're 5 years
You got a
old.
gun
your
for sale,
parents are
OJ?
taking you across the
Can't get
the Rio
bullets
Grande
anymore.
River and it's
Rio
illegal.
Grande.
And you say, "Oh no, Mom, leave me here. I'm not going to go with you." They've been here. Many of them are model citizens. Over 20,000 of them are first responders out there taking
Really?
care of people during this crisis.
20,000 first
We
responders.
owe them. We
Are
owe them.
DACA kids?
President
Kristen,
Trump,
he
your
had
reaction.
8 years to do what he said he was going to do. And I've
We
changed
did.
without having a specific. We got rid of catch and release. We got rid of a lot
China.
of horrible things that they put in and that they lived with. But he had 8 years he was vice president.
no.
He did nothing except build
China.
cages to keep children in.
He
Vice
did
President Biden, your
nothing
response.
but
Catch and
build
release, you know what he's
cages.
talking about there?
Oh my
In
God.
fact,
Pizza time.
He keeps
family
doing it. He found the.
came
Oh,
across
I
and were
love it.
arrested.
That's
They,
politics,
in fact, were given a
baby.
date to show up for the
That's
hearing.
politics.
They were released. And guess what? They showed up
China.
for a hearing. And this is the first president in the history of the United States of America that anybody seeking asylum has to do it in another country. That's never happened before in America. That's never happened before in America.
We don't do
You
that
come
in
to the United
America.
States and you
We
make
do
your
that in
case
China.
that I seek asylum based on the following
Yeah,
premise
Biden was out
why
there
I
welding
deserve
the
it under
cages
American
himself.
law.
What a nightmare.
They're sitting in squalor on the other side of the river.
President Trump, your response,
So
30
important.
seconds, and then we'll move
It
on.
just shows that he has no understanding of immigration or the laws. Catch and release is a disaster. A murderer would come in, a rapist would come in, a very bad person would
Oh,
come in.
no. Did he
We
just
would
say
take
Mexicans
their
are
name.
rapists?
We have to release them into our country. And then you
Oh,
say they come
no.
back. Less than 1% of the people come back. We have to send ICE out and Border Patrol out to find them. We would say, come back in 2 years, 3 years. We're going to give you a court case. You need Perry Mason. We're going to give you a court case.
Perry
when you
Mason.
say they come back, they don't come back, Joe. They never come
China.
back. Only the really, I hate to say
The only
this,
the only
but
thing the
those
only
with
word
lowest
Vito-Chan has
IQ,
learned from the
they
debates
might
is
come back.
China.
Okay, President
Very,
Trump, let's
very
give
few.
Vice President Biden a chance to respond, and
All
then
right,
we're going to move on to
Mr.
the
Trump,
next
come on, we
section.
gotta come on. Here.
Vice President Biden, your response.
Know the law, what he's telling you is simply not true.
Well, check it out. They don't come back.
Check it out.
All right,
They
let's
don't
move
But
on
we don't
to
have to
the
worry
next
about it because they
section.
terminated it, so we don't have to worry about
Let's
it
move
anymore.
on to the next
And you have
section.
525 kids not knowing where in God's name they're going to be and lost their parents.
Go ahead.
All right, let's talk about our next section, which is race in America. And I want to talk about the way Black and Brown Americans experience race
Oh,
in
this is
going
gonna
to
be a whole thing,
Part
huh?
of that experience is something called
This
the
is
talk.
gonna be
It happens regardless
talk.
of class
Oh, I know
and
what she's talking
income.
about.
Parents who feel they have no choice but to prepare their children for the
Tell your
chance
kid,
that they could be
hey, the cops hate
targeted,
you.
including by the police, for no reason other than the color of their skin. Mr. Vice President, in the next 2 minutes, I want you to speak directly to these families. Do you understand why these parents fear for their children?
Shane.
I do. You know, my daughter is a social worker, and she's written a lot about this. She has her graduate degree from the University of Pennsylvania in social work.
This is a big one.
And you know,
this is a big talk.
One of the reasons why I ended up working on the east side of Wilmington, Delaware, which is 90% African American.
The talk that creates, I don't think it creates racism.
What I never had to tell my daughter.
Maybe perpetuates
she's pulled
known
over,
things
make sure
or whatever.
she puts for a traffic stop, put both hands on top of the wheel and don't reach for the glove box because someone may shoot you. But a black parent, no matter how wealthy or how poor they are, has to teach their child when you're walking down the street. Don't have
had
a
your kids, had your wife.
Making sure that you, in fact, if you get pulled over, yes sir, no sir, hands on top of the wheel, because you are in fact the victim, whether you're a person making child of a $300,000 a year person or someone who's on food stamps. The fact of the matter is there is institutional racism in America. And
Biden always screws up when he talks about race. He always says
we hold these
weird
to be
stuff.
Self-evident. All men and women are
like poor kids are just as smart as white kids. And you're like, whoa,
but we've
buddy.
Constantly been moving
yeah,
the
OJ
needle
knows
further
it.
and further
OJ's got the quote.
to inclusion, not exclusion.
I'm
This is
just
the first
hoping he
president
doesn't.
to come along and says that's the end of that. We're not going to do that anymore. We have to provide for economic opportunity,
This
better
is the most
education,
boring.
better health
All
care,
these answers are
better
boring.
access to schooling, better access to opportunity to borrow money to
I guess
start
Biden
businesses.
doesn't want to be too much
All
of a
the things
hippie on
we
this.
can do, and I've laid out a clear plan as to
Biden
how
doesn't want
to
to come
do
off
those
like a
things.
hippie.
Just to give people a shot. It's about accumulating the ability to have wealth as well as it is to be free from
Well, yeah, what
violence.
I'm thinking, I'm like, man, how do you have such a topic
President
like
Trump,
this? And,
same question to you, and let me remind you of the question. I would like you to speak directly to these families. Do you understand why these parents fear for their children?
Yes, I do. And again, he's been in government 47 years. He never did a thing except in 1994
Trump scoring those
when
points.
he did such harm.
Trump scoring
to the
those.
black
Here it
community.
comes. Here it
And
comes.
they were called, and he called them super predators.
Oh no, he did not!
And
Oh
they kept
my
Mona lived
God!
in 1994.
That's a
Daddy's
crime
cookie.
bill.
That's
Super predators.
Daddy's cookie.
Nobody has done more for the black
No
community
way.
than Donald Trump.
That's Daddy's cookie.
Super
With the exception
predators.
of Abraham Lincoln, possible exception, but the exception of Abraham Lincoln, nobody has done what I've done. Criminal justice reform. Obama and Joe didn't do it.
My
I don't
God.
even think they tried because they had no chance at doing it.
No one's
They might
done
have
more for
wanted
black
to do it,
people
but if you
except
had to
for
see
Abraham
the arms I had
Lincoln.
to twist to get that done, it was not a pretty picture.
My
Everybody knows
God.
it, including some very liberal people that cried in my office. They cried in the Oval Office. 2 weeks later, they're out saying, gee, we have to defeat him. Criminal justice reform, prison reform, opportunity zones with Tim Scott, a great senator from South Carolina. He came in with this incredible idea for opportunity zones. It's one of the most successful programs. People don't talk about it. Tremendous investment is being made.
It doesn't matter. Here's the thing: is Trump knows that you don't gotta actually make a point.
And then
It's all about that
historically
soundbite,
black
man. Get that
colleges and
soundbite out there.
universities. After 3 years of coming to the office,
No
I
one's
love
done
some
more
of
for
those
black
guys. They were
people
great.
except
They
for
came
Abraham
into the
Lincoln.
office, and they said, I said, what are you doing? After 3 years, I said, why do you keep coming back? Because we have no funding. I said, you don't have to come back every year. We have to come back. Because President Obama would never give them long-term funding, and I did. 10-year long-term funding, and I gave them more money than they asked for because they said, I think you need more. And I said, the only bad part about this is I may never see you again because I got very friendly with them, and they like me and I like them. But I saved historically black colleges and universities.
Okay, and we're going to talk about both of your records, but your response to that, Vice President.
My response to that is I never, ever said what he
Super predators.
accused me of saying.
Super
The fact of the
predators.
matter is, in 2000, though, after the crime bill had
You don't
been
vote for me, you're not black. We all know that.
in the law for
That's-
a while.
that's just
this
law.
is a guy who said the problem with the crime bill, there's not enough people in jail. There's not enough people in jail. And go on my website, get the quote, the date when he said it. Not enough people. He talked about
Biden, you got to hit harder
gangs,
with that. You got to hit harder with that
gangs,
line so you don't get a
people who are
cookie,
going
because
to
it's not as
maraud
hard.
our cities. This is a
It's
guy
not as good
who
as
in
saying
Central
Biden's
Park
put people in cages.
5 innocent black kids. He continued to push for making sure that they got the death penalty. None of them were guilty of the crimes they were suggested. Look, and talk about granted, he did in fact let 20 people, he commuted 20 people's sentences. We commuted over 1,000 people's sentences. Over 1,000. The very law he's talking about is a law that in fact initiated by Barack Obama. And secondly, we're in a situation here where the federal prison system was reduced by 38,000 people under our administration. And one of these things we should be doing, there should be no minimum mandatory.
Yeah, we should get rid of the death penalty. I agree with that.
That's why I'm offering.
Did I see that Joe Biden has Animal
$20
Crossing
to
Village? Yeah, everybody was
change their
saying it's
state
stupid.
laws to eliminate minimum mandatories and set up drug courts. No one should be going to jail because they have a drug problem. They should be going to rehabilitation, not to jail. We should fundamentally change the system, and that's what I'm going to do.
He's going to bring up. He's going to bring up Biden's
do it
kid.
4 years ago? Why didn't you do that 4 years ago, even less than that? Why didn't you do it? You were vice president. You keep talking about all these things you're going to do, and you're going to do this. But you were there just a short time ago, and you guys did nothing.
We did.
You know, Joe, I ran because of you. I ran because of Barack Obama.
I ran
because you did a poor job.
I ran so far
If I thought
away.
you did a good job, I would have never run. I would have never run. I ran because of you. I'm looking at you now. You're a politician. I ran because of you.
All right, Vice President Biden, your response to that, and then I do have some questions for both of you.
Well, I tell you what, I hope he does look at me, because what's happening here is, you know who I am, you know who he is, you know his character, you know my character, you know our reputations for honor and telling the truth. I am anxious to have this race. I am anxious to see this take place. The character of the country is on the ballot. Our character is on the ballot. Look at us closely.
Let me ask some follow-up. Please respond, and then we're going to have follow-up
questions. If this stuff is
questions.
true about Russia, Ukraine, China, other countries, Iraq,
Oh, he said it.
if this is true, then he's a corrupt politician.
All right.
So don't give me the stuff about how you're this innocent baby. Joe, they're calling you a corrupt politician.
Nobody.
President Trump, I want to stay on the issue of race. We're talking about the issue.
Laptop from hell.
Yeah, how do we get?
President Trump, we're
Oh,
talking
he's
about
got
race
the
right now. I
laptop.
do want
He
to
brought
stay
up the
on issue of
laptop.
race. President Trump,
Oh,
Please.
keep going, keep
Please.
going, keep
Very
going. It's
thorough.
pizza time, baby.
Former
Do it.
National intelligence folks
Bring up the laptop.
who said that what he's accusing me of is a Russian plant. They have said
It's
that
happening.
this has all
It's
the
happening.
5 former heads of
It's
the CIA,
happening.
both parties say what he's saying is
We're
a bunch
going
of
to China.
garbage.
We're going to
believes
China.
it except his and his good friend Rudy Giuliani.
You mean the laptop is now another Russia?
Oh,
That's exactly
my
what,
God.
This is exactly what
Oh,
This is where
my
he's going.
Lord.
The laptop is Russia.
Gentlemen, I want to stay on the issue of race.
You
okay?
have to be kidding. Here
Mr.
we go
President,
again with Russia.
We're going to continue
We're
on
doing
the
the
issue
cookie.
of race. Mr.
Here comes the
President,
cookie.
You've described
Here comes the
Black
cookie.
Lives Matter movement
Uh-oh,
as a symbol of hate.
That's Daddy's
You showed a
cookie.
video of a
Jesus,
man chanting
holy
white power
Lord.
to millions of your supporters. You've said that
Jesus,
black professional
holy Lord.
athletes exercising their First Amendment rights should be fired. What do you say to Americans who
We
say
got a lot of
that
cookies
kind
and
of
pizzas
language from
going
a
around.
president is contributing to a climate of hate and racial
my
strife?
God.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. I said, that's a horrible thing. And they were marching down the street. And that was my first glimpse of Black Lives Matter. I thought it was a terrible thing. As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships
He's
with
got
all
good
people.
relationships. What's the problem
I am
here?
the least racist person in this
Least
room.
racist.
What do you say to Americans who are concerned by that rhetoric?
I don't know.
and by
I mean, I
the
don't know
videos?
what to say. I got criminal justice reform done, and prison reform, and opportunity zones. I took
He's the
care
least
of black
racist.
colleges and
He's already
universities.
said it.
I don't know what to say. They can say anything. I mean, they can say anything. It makes me sad because I am the least
It makes him sad.
racist person. I can't even see the
my
audience
God.
because it's so
I
dark.
can't even
but
see
I don't
the
care who's in the
audience.
audience. I'm the least racist person in this room.
Okay, Vice President Biden, let me ask you very quickly, and then I have a follow-up question for you.
Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most racist presidents we've had in modern history. He pours fuel on every single racist fire. Every single one. Started off
Biden
his
going
campaign
big and
coming down the
Biden going
escalator
deep
saying
in the
he's getting
paint,
rid
dude.
of those Mexican rapists.
Biden going
He's
deep.
banned Muslims because they're Muslims.
I'm
He
the
has moved
number
around
one
and made
least
everything
racist.
worse across the board. He says
Oh,
about
no,
the poor
it's
boys.
happening.
Last time we were on stage here, he said, I told him to stand down and stand ready. Come on. This guy has a dog whistle about
That's
as big
not
as
what
a
he
hog.
said. You got the freaking
President Trump, I'm
quote
gonna give you
wrong.
10 seconds to respond. Follow
Biden.
up.
He's
You
even
made a
I know it. He
reference to
said,
Abraham Lincoln. Where did that come in?
stand
You
down
said
and stand
Abraham
by,
No, where did
not
that-
stand ready.
No,
You said-
I said not since Abraham Lincoln has anybody done what I've done for the black community.
Ah.
I didn't say I'm Abraham Lincoln. I said not since Abraham Lincoln
this is
has
terrible.
anybody done what I've
This is
done for the
terrible.
black community. Now, you have done nothing other than the crime bill, which put
Oh, God.
Biden, you
tens
could have
of
nailed
thousands
nailed
of
into the wall
black
there, buddy.
Men mostly in jail.
All right, let me,
And you know
let me,
what?
let me
They
ask
remember
Vice
it
President
because if you
Biden
look
a
at what's
question.
happening with the voting right now,
Let me
Yes.
ask Vice
remember
President
that you
Biden
treated them
about
very, very
Trump's
badly.
off the
Just
rails.
take a look at what's happening
Trump's
out
off
there.
the
Vice
rails.
President Biden, let me give you a chance to respond within this context. Crime
The
bills that
rules
you
are out
supported
the door.
in the 80s and 90s contributed to the incarceration of tens of thousands of young black men
They're
who
doing
had
it.
small amounts of drugs in their possession.
They're doing
Their
it.
Sons,
They're
their
going to the
brothers,
crime
their
bill.
fathers, their uncles, whose
Oh
families
my
are still to
God.
this day. Some
I
of
didn't even
them
know they
suffering
touched
the
on this stuff in
consequences.
these debates.
So speak to those families. Why should they vote for you?
One of the things is that in the 80s, we
Look, I
passed
put your grandpa in
100%,
prison. Deal with
all
it.
100 senators voted for it, a bill on drugs and how to deal with drugs. It was a mistake. I've been trying to change the since then, particularly the portion on cocaine.
China.
That's why I've been arguing
Oh,
that,
don't-
in fact,
no,
we should
don't
not
say you wanna
send
change the part about
anyone
cocaine.
to
That's what your
jail
kid is
for
using.
a pure drug offense. They should be going into treatment across the board. That's what we should
sounds
be spending
bad.
money on. That's why I set up drug courts, which were never funded by our Republican friends. They should not be going to jail for
It is
a
true.
drug or an alcohol
Get rid
problem.
of these
They
stupid
should be
drug
going
crimes.
into treatment.
It doesn't matter.
Treatment.
Let
That's
people
what
do
we've been
drugs.
trying to do. That's what I'm going
Legalize
to get
cocaine.
done because
It don't
I think
matter.
the American people have now seen that.
I mean, you
in
already
fact,
did
it was a
legalize
mistake
cocaine. You
to
have
pass
Adderall.
those laws relating to drug, but they were not in the crime bill.
But
Okay,
why
so-
didn't he get it done? See, it's all talk, no action with these politicians. Why didn't he get it done? That's what I'm going to do when I become president. You were vice president along with Obama as your president, your leader, for 8 years. Why didn't you get it done? You had 8 years
Trump's
to
got
get
a
it
good-
done.
he's
Now
got
you
a
say
good
you're
argument
gonna get it
here,
done
you know?
because you're all talk and no action, Jim.
We got a
Your
lot of
response.
it done. We released
didn't get
38,000. We
anything
got
done.
38,000 prisoners left from the.
You got nothing done.
38,000
Oh,
prisoners were
God!
released from federal prison.
Why
We
can't Biden do
There
that?
were over 1,000 people who were given clemency. In fact, we're the ones that put in the legislation saying.
I need
we could
like a-
look
I
at
need like a
pattern of
minor
practice of
bump.
Police departments and what they were doing, how they were
Someone
conducting
go find me
themselves.
some good,
I could
find me
go
some
on,
good
but
memes.
we
I don't have enough
began the
memes to pop
process.
up.
We began the process. We lost an election.
I need to
That's
put Gotcha
why I'm
in here.
running
Gotcha needs
to
to be
win
one of
back
them.
that election and change his terrible policy.
I
Quick
just
response,
asked,
and then we're
I
gonna
just
move
asked
on to
one
climate
question.
change.
Why didn't you do it in the 8 years, a short time ago? Why didn't you do it? You just said, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. You put tens
Because-
of thousands of mostly black young men in prison. Now you're saying you're going to undo that. Why didn't you
What
get
is
it done? You
this
had 8
voice?
years with Obama. You know why,
Because-
Joe? Because you're
Incredible.
all talk and no action.
All right,
You
Vice
both
President
talk,
Biden, and then we're going to move
you
on
don't
to the
do
next section.
nothing.
We had a Republican Congress.
Oh,
That's the answer.
Well,
Okay.
you got to talk them into it, Joe.
All right.
Sometimes you got to talk them into it.
We're going to move on to our next section.
Like
This
I
is a
did with
nightmare.
criminal justice reform. I had to talk
Nightmare.
Democrats into it.
Gentlemen,
Trip,
we're
shroom,
running
trip,
out of time, so we got to get on
XP.
to climate change,
It
please.
says, love
You
your
both
videos,
have
Vito-Chan.
very different
Also-
visions on climate
also,
change. President Trump, you say that
China.
environmental regulations have hurt jobs in the energy
China.
sector. Vice President Biden, you have said you see addressing climate change
Oh,
as
what
an
a nightmare.
opportunity to create
What a
new
nightmare.
jobs. For each of you, how would you both combat climate change
What a
and support
nightmare.
job growth at the same time? Starting with you,
China.
President Trump, you have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
So we have the Trillion Trees program. We have so many different programs. I do love the
I'm
environment.
not giving
but
Trump
what
a
I want
pass
is
on
the
this.
cleanest, crystal clear water, the cleanest air. We have the
We need
best,
more
lowest number
environmental
in
stuff,
carbon
buddy.
emissions, which is a big standard that I notice Obama goes with all the time. Not Joe. I haven't heard Joe use the term because I'm not sure he knows what it represents or means, but I have heard Obama use it. And we have the best
China.
carbon emission
We
numbers
have
that we've had
the best
in
motherfucking
35
carbon
years
you've ever
under this
seen.
administration.
You do
we
not
are
even
working
know.
so well with industry, but
You have
here's what
no
we can't
idea
do.
how good our
Look
carbon
at China,
is.
how filthy it is.
Look at China.
Look at Russia. Look at India. It's filthy. The air is filthy. The Paris Accord, I took us out because we were going to have to spend trillions of dollars, and we were treated very unfairly. When they put us in there,
We
they
have
did
the
us a
most
great
watery
disservice.
water.
They were going to take away our businesses.
We have
I
the most
will
fiery
not
fire.
sacrifice tens of millions of jobs, thousands and thousands of companies because of the Paris Accord. It was so unfair. China doesn't kick in until 2030. Russia goes back to a low standard, and we kicked in right away. It would have destroyed our businesses. So, you ready? We have done an incredible job environmentally. We have the cleanest air, the cleanest water, and the best carbon emission standards.
Climate change is
that we've
definitely
seen in
man-made.
many years.
It's just obvious.
Vice President
And we
Biden.
haven't destroyed our industries.
Vice President
it's a
Biden,
real,
2 minutes
it's a
to
real
you,
baby.
uninterrupted.
Climate change, climate warming, the global warming is an existential threat to humanity. We have a
Look at the rate that our globe is
obligation
warming up during a cooling
to deal
period.
with it. And we're told by all the leading scientists in the world we don't have much
Look, man,
time.
I've
We're
read
going
some
to pass
science.
the point of no return within the next 8 to 10 years. Former years of this man eliminating all the regulations that were put in by us to clean up the climate, to limit the limit of emissions, will put us in a position where we're going to be in real trouble. Here's where we have a great opportunity. I was able to get both all the environmental organizations
guys I know
as
who
well
are like
as labor,
scientists.
the people worried about jobs, to support my climate plan. Because what it does, it will create millions of new good-paying jobs. We're going to invest in, for example, 50,000 charging stations on our highways so that we can own the electric car market.
Has done more for climate change
in the
than Trump.
meantime, China is doing that. We're going to be in a position where we're going to see to it that we're going to take 4 million existing buildings and 2 million existing homes and retrofit them so they don't leak as much energy, saving hundreds of millions of barrels of oil in the process and creating significant number of jobs. And by the way, the whole idea of what this is all going to do, it's going to create millions of jobs, and it's going to clean the environment. Our health and our jobs are at stake. That's what's happening. And what right now, by the way, Wall Street firms indicated that my plan will in fact create 18.6 million jobs, 7 million more than his. This is from Wall Street. And I'll create $1 trillion more in economic growth than his proposal does. Not on climate, just on the economy.
President Trump, you're
Today came out and said very strongly, $6,500 will be taken away from families under his plan, that his plan is an economic disaster. If you look at what he wants to do, you know, if you look at his plan, his environmental plan, you know who developed it?
Are these jobs and where the paper come from? Have you paid attention to what's going on with the money, man? You just print it. It doesn't matter anymore.
She's got a good line of stuff, but she knows nothing about the climate. And they're all hopping through hoops for AOC plus 3. Look, their real plan costs $100 trillion. If we had the best year in the history of our country for 100 years, we would not even come close to a number like that. When he says buildings, they want to take buildings down because they want to make bigger windows into smaller windows. As far as they're concerned, if you had no window, it would be a lovely thing.
I don't know, man. The planet's pretty important.
That anybody has ever seen.
The planet's more important than profits. Sorry, bro.
People. This wasn't done by anybody. Frankly, I don't even know how it could be.
Climate change is where the Republicans are just wrong.
$100 trillion. That's their real number. He's trying to say
that's fine. Just spend whatever it costs. It doesn't matter.
They want to knock down buildings and build new buildings with little, tiny, small windows.
Good.
And many other things.
Okay.
And many other things.
Let me have the Vice President respond, and we're running out of time, and we have a lot more questions to get to. So let's hear from the Vice President.
One of them. We have one planet.
I don't know where he comes up with these numbers.
Queens.
$100 trillion. Give me a break. This plan was endorsed by every major environmental group and every labor group. Labor, because they know the future lies. The future lies in us being able to breathe, and they know
climate change is not just made in the U.S.
By the way,
but we are kind of
the fastest growing industry in America. are
You're a big contributor.
Is the solar energy and wind. He thinks wind causes cancer. Windmills. It's the fastest growing job.
He thinks
And
wind
they pay
causes
good
cancer.
prevailing
I'm gonna give him
wages.
pizza time for that.
$25
Pizza time.
an
Pizza
hour.
time.
We can grow and we can be
We
cleaner.
are
if we
going
go
to
the
grow.
route I'm proposing.
President Trump,
Excuse me.
please
It is
respond, and
going
then I
to
have
be
some
We are
follow-up.
incredible.
energy independent for the first time. We don't need all of these countries that we had to fight war over because we needed their energy. We are energy independent. I know more about wind than you do. It's extremely expensive. Kills all
I
the
know more
birds.
about wind
It's very
than you do.
intermittent. It's got a lot of problems. And they
I
happen
know
to
he's
make the
talking about
windmills
wind
in both
power, but it
Germany
just
and
sounds-
China.
I
And
know
the
more
fumes
about
coming
the
up, If you're a
wind.
believer in carbon emission,
I know
the
more
fumes
about the
coming up
wind
to
than
make
you.
these massive windmills is more than anything that we're talking about with natural
I
gas. which
study
is very
the
clear. One
wind.
other thing.
Find me a
It's
scientist
so
Solar.
to say that.
fast.
I love solar, but solar doesn't quite have it
I
yet.
have the
it's
biggest
not powerful
wind.
yet. To
Neither
really
of these
run
guys
our
are gonna
big,
talk about nuclear
beautiful
power, and
factories
that's the
that we
fucking
need
problem.
to
We
compete
need
with
nuclear
the
power.
world. So
False.
it's all a pipe dream.
Everybody's an
but you know
idiot,
what
and
we'll do?
we don't have it.
We're going to have the greatest
Oh, well.
economy in the world. But
We're
if
gonna
you want
have
to
the
kill the
greatest
economy,
economy.
get rid of your oil industry. You want, and what about fracking?
All right,
gonna
let me
go to
let me
China.
allow Vice President
I
Biden to
have
respond.
never said I oppose fracking.
You said it on tape.
I did. Show the tape. Put it on your website.
I'll put it on.
Put it on the website. The fact of the
Uh-oh.
matter
I don't
is,
actually
it's
know what he
flat
said.
lying.
Would you
Flat-
rule out banning fracking?
I do rule out banning fracking because the answer we need
Need more
other
fuel.
industries to transition to get to ultimately a complete
Transition.
zero
Let's talk about the
emissions by
transgender
2025.
question.
What I will do with fracking over time
Nuclear.
is make sure that we can capture the emissions from
That's not
the
just
fracking.
become a
capture
because
the
of
emissions from
Democrats.
gas. We can do that, and we can
Frack
do that
it.
by investing money.
You've
in
got
doing
to
it. But it's a
frack it.
transition to that.
I have one more question in this pod, and then
Excuse
we
me,
have.
he was against fracking. He said it. I will show that to you tomorrow. I
do
am
think,
against fracking.
I do think
Until
Biden's
he
gonna
got
get
the
in trouble
nomination,
here.
went to Pennsylvania, then he said, but you know what, Pennsylvania? He'll be against it very soon because his party is
I think he
totally
might have
against
said
it.
that.
Fracking on federal land, I said. No fracking
You said
and/or
frack.
oil
You
on
didn't say
federal
frack.
Let
land.
me ask this
I
final
did.
question
Oh,
in
there
this
you go.
section, and then I want to move on to our final section. President Trump, people
Donald
of
Trump
color
is
are
the
much more
CEO
likely
of
to live
wind.
near oil refineries
I'm
and
gonna
chemical
take all
plants.
of China's
In Texas, there are
wind,
families
and they
who
won't
worry
have
the
any
plants
more
near
wind
them
in
are making
China.
them sick. Your administration has rolled back regulations on these kinds of facilities.
China will be so
Why
mad.
should these families give you another 4 years in office?
The families that we're talking about are employed heavily, and they're making a
China
lot of money.
took all
more
our
money than
wind.
they've
We're
ever
gonna take
made.
our wind back
If you
from
look
China.
At the kind of numbers that we produce for
The
Hispanic,
Chinese can't take
or
our
black,
wind anymore.
or Asian, it's 9 times greater the percentage gain than it was under in 3 years.
We
than
have
it
the
was
best
under
wind,
8
the
years
fastest wind.
of the 2 of them. To
Trump,
put it
I am
nicely.
the last
9
airbender.
times more. Now, somebody lives, I have not heard the numbers or the statistics that you're saying, but they're making a tremendous
China.
amount of money economically. We saved it. And I saved it again a number of months ago when oil was crashing because of the pandemic. We saved it. We got, say what you want about relationship, we got Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and
We
Russia
got the best
to cut
wind,
back, way back.
the
We saved our
fastest
oil
wind,
industry,
the strongest
and now it's very
wind.
vibrant again.
All
And
right.
everybody has very
This is
inexpensive
boring, man.
gasoline.
Get back to
Vice
talking about
President Biden,
racism
your
or something.
response, and then we're going to have a final question for both
Final
of you.
question.
My
This is the
response
most boring
that
ass
those people
debate.
live on
This
what
is
they call
stupid.
fence lines. He doesn't understand this.
Talk about Hitler
They
again.
live near chemical plants that, in fact, pollute.
China.
Chemical plants and oil plants and refineries that pollute.
We're gonna
I
make
used to
you
live
move
near
to
that when I was growing
China.
up in Claymont, Delaware. And all the more oil
This guy has
refineries
lived in
and
every part of
Marcus
the
Hook and
fucking
Delaware
country,
River than
Biden.
there is
That's the
any
most
place,
boring. That's the
including
worst
in
part about
Houston at
Biden.
the
He keeps
time.
going,
When my
well,
mom
when
would
I
get
was
in the car
in
with her
Oregon,
first
you're
frost
like, yeah,
to
what'd
drive
you
me
do
to
there,
school, turn
Biden?
to
You
the
ran
windshield,
around,
there'd
had
be oil
fun.
slick in the window. That's why so many people in my state were dying
China.
and getting cancer. The fact is, those frontline communities, it doesn't matter what you're paying them, it matters how you keep them safe. What do you do? And you
All right, big
impose
body.
restrictions on the
Big
pollutions
body.
the pollutants coming out of those fence line communities.
Okay, I have one final
Would he
question.
close
It
down
falls-
the oil industry?
It falls.
Would you close
it
down the
falls-
oil
By the way, I
industry?
would transition from the oil industry, yes.
Oh,
I would
that's
transition.
a big statement.
It is a big statement
That's a big
because
statement.
I would stop
Why would you do that?
because the
Why
oil
would you do
industry
that?
pollutes significantly.
I see.
Here's the deal, but you
That's a
can't
big
do that.
statement.
Well, if you let me finish the statement, because it has to be replaced by renewable energy over time. over time. And I'd stop giving to the oil industry. I'd stop giving them federal subsidies. He won't give federal subsidies to the gas, excuse me, to solar and wind.
Yeah.
Why are we giving it to oil industry?
We actually do give it to solar and wind. And that's maybe the biggest statement in terms of business. That's the biggest statement.
Okay.
Because basically what he's saying is he is going to destroy the oil industry.
Oh, my God.
Will you remember that, Texas? Will you remember that, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma?
China.
Vice President Biden, let me give you 10 seconds to respond, and then I have to get to the final question.
This is a nightmare. What a nightmare.
It takes everything out of context. But the point is, look, we have to move toward a net zero emissions. The first place to do that by the year 2035 is in energy production, by 2050 totally.
All right. One
Is he going to get China to do it?
No, we're finished with this.
Is he going to get China to do it?
Is he gonna get China to do
Paris
it?
Accord and make China
How many times do you
abide
think
by
Trump
what
said
they
China in
agreed
this
to.
debate?
All
We
right,
should have had a
this is
ticker
about
going.
leadership, gentlemen. And this
Should've
first
got a
question
ticker going.
does go to you, President
What do you guys want to
Trump.
stream after this? You want to stream
Imagine this is
Mario?
your inauguration day.
You want to stream
What
some
will you
Mario?
say in your address to Americans who did not vote for you? You'll each have 1 minute.
I'll say you're going to be chased down and shot for not voting for me.
Totally successful as it was prior to the plague coming in from China. Now we're rebuilding it, and we're doing record numbers, 11.4 million
chased
jobs
down
in a short
and
period of time,
shot.
etc. But I will tell you, go back. Before the plague came in, just before, I was
The
getting
plague,
calls
he
from
calls it.
people
The
that were
plague.
not normally people that would call
Damn.
me. They wanted to get together. We had the best black unemployment numbers in the history of our country.
The
Hispanic,
best black.
women, Asian, people with diplomas, with no diplomas, MIT
We had it all,
graduates,
baby.
#1 in the class.
We had it all.
Everybody had the best numbers. And you know what? The other side wanted to get together. They wanted to unify. Success is going to bring us together. We are on the road to success, but I'm cutting taxes, and he wants to raise
Genshin? I still don't have
everybody's
Genshin.
taxes,
I'd have to
and he wants to
download
put
it.
new regulations on everything.
Can you get it on
He
the
will
PC?
kill it. If he gets in, you will
I don't
have a
know what it's
depression, the
on.
likes of which you've never seen. Your 401ks will go to hell, and it'll be a very,
He's
very
supposed to be
sad
talking
day
to
for this
people
country.
All right.
that after he's
Vice
already
President
gotten in.
Biden, same
but,
question to
okay.
you. What will you say during your inaugural address to Americans who did not vote for you?
I'll say,
I will
welcome to the
say-
party, baby.
I'm an American president. I
Welcome
represent all of you,
to the
whether
back
you
to the
voted
stage
for
of
me or
history.
against me. And I'm going to make sure that you're represented.
I'm gonna give you a
give
big
hope.
hug.
We're going to
I'm gonna
move.
teach you
We're
how to
gonna
love.
choose science over
Everything
fiction.
is gonna be
We're going to choose
fantastic.
hope over fear. We're going to choose to move
We're
forward
gonna
because we have
choose to
enormous
believe in a
opportunities,
man
enormous
who can
opportunities
swim
to
through
make
the
things
sky
better.
and control
we can
the
grow
wind.
this economy. We can deal with the systemic
If you vote for
racism,
me,
and
I
at the
will
same
stop
time,
the
we can
wind
make sure
demons
that our
from
economy
coming to
is
your
being
house
run and moved
and killing you.
motivated by clean energy, creating millions of new jobs. And that's the fact.
I will
That's what
stop
we're
the
gonna
wind
do.
demons
And I'm going to say,
from
as I said
sneaking
at the
into your
beginning,
house
what is on
and
the
murdering
ballot
you
here
and your
is
children.
The character of this country, decency, honor, respect.
If you do
treating
not
people
vote
with
for me, I
dignity,
will allow the
making sure
wind
that
to kill
everyone has
you
an
and
even chance.
everyone you love.
I'm going to make sure you
I
get
am the
that.
only one who
You
can
haven't
control the
been getting it
wind.
the last 4 years.
Fear me.
All right. I want to thank you both for a very robust hour and a half, a fantastic debate.
Why is there such a
really
small amount of
appreciate
viewers
it.
on Twitch?
President Trump,
'Cause I'm a
former Vice
YouTuber, I'm not a
President
Twitch
Joe
guy.
Biden. Thank you to Belmont University for hosting
Oh,
us
this has been
tonight.
the worst.
And most importantly,
Just the
thank you to
worst.
those watching
Who
tonight.
cares?
Election Day is November 3rd. Don't
Election
forget
day.
to vote.
What a
Thank you,
nightmare.
everyone, and have a great night.
The worst. The worst. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the presidential debate. Who cares? Who cares, everybody? Shut this off. This is... Oh, Trump's got Melania on. Oh, real quick, I'll show you. You guys got to see Melania. What? Why'd you cut away from Melania? Why is... Oh, Mario's dying. Yeah, look at that. Trying to kiss your wife with a mask on. A nightmare. Alright. That was the worst, and I hate it. I hate it. Oh, I hate it so much. I gotta give Mario a coin. Mario's dying. Pizza time. Bump. Ba-na-na, ba-na, bump, 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 bump. This one would be some cavern. Give me a coin. Mario's dying. Anyway, what'd you guys think? This is so annoying. I don't want to hear this anymore. That was boring, and nobody learned anything from that, and it was the worst. And I hated it. And I want to try and make the game fit the screen better. Trip Shroom with the $1.99 says, Vito-Chan, you have my donation. Thanks, Trip. Thanks, buddy. Vito-Chan tries to keep it going. So the weird thing about Mario 64 is it does not completely fit on the screen. Mario! Could have been less civilized, I suppose, yeah. So the question now becomes, can I play with input lag here? No, I think I actually have to use my monitor. I learned a lot about wind today, you guys. I learned about wind. The most important thing. Oh my god. I learned that I love wind. I love wind. That's what's important. Mamma mia. I don't know who won. I don't even... Nobody won. It doesn't matter. Biden's a bad debater, I'll say that. Nothing Biden says gets you very exciting. If the riots start after the... Like, if there are riots, I will go. And film the crap out of them. Did I do all the volcano stuff yet? I should let people... Well, I mean, if you look on the screen, it says watch at twitch.tv/TheVito-Show. On the screen now. So... Yeah, I gotta do the elevator tour. It is true that the Twitch quality is better. Hey, is Vito-Chan's mouth freaking out at all? Because I have the web camera set up in a corner. I probably... Hold on. Probably have to adjust the camera. Is it super confused? It is super confused. Head calibration. Beep. Beep. Still looks screwed up, but... Whew. Nobody stays till the end of your vids. Man, all your plugs have been there forever. All my plugs are on the screen while I'm streaming. Or, why doesn't Vito-Chan blink? Because whenever I try to turn the blinking on, it breaks. At some point, I will fix Vito-Chan's blinking somehow. But if I try to turn her blinking on... If I try to do auto-blink, her eyes just freak out. Vito-Chan doesn't need to blink. Look, I was in an accident as a child. The Yakuza came for me and they cut off my eyelids. And, what can you do? No, if I do auto-blink, it just opens my eyes wider and wider every time until I look like a psychopath, and I don't know why it does that. It just ends up with my eyes, like, fully open all the way, and it looks insane. Because I should figure out how to do auto-blink, but if I set it to auto-blink, every single time she blinks, her eyes open a little bit wider and a little bit wider, until eventually her eyes are as wide open as they possibly can be. I thought I already got this star. Did I screw this up somehow? I probably screwed up these jumps. Kanye for president, everybody. Kanye! Woo! Is that all of them? Is that all the courses? How many courses are there? There are always 7 is the max? I think it's 7, right? Or is there an 8th? 8 would make more sense. Yeah, Vito-Chan is a bit of a psycho, though. I hope the Trump riots are cool, man. I hope we have fun with them. Now that I have the wind cap, I think I can finally... Or the... Sorry, the wing cap. We're talking about the wind. Everybody loves that wind, baby. I don't know. I don't know how to make the blinking work. If anybody has an idea on how to make the blinking not terrible, you are welcome to inform me. Is it not fitting the screen at all? Wind for president, everyone. The wind is the most important. Vito-Chan takes to the sky with the wing cap. Okay, so I don't remember what I'm supposed to do with the wing cap. I guess not that. How do I get more air, though? I think you have to use these to get enough air. Because otherwise you just, like, drop out of the sky like a rock. Where am I going? I don't remember what I'm supposed to be looking for. Does anyone remember what I'm supposed to do? Okay, I am supposed to go through those. Got it. That's what I thought it was. So what I should do is go right here. Thanks, Invader. I love being an anime lady. Okay, so... Wait, where's my wing cap? How'd I lose the wing cap? Daddy confused. Where'd my cap go? Oh, did it run out? Did it run out of time? Trump gonna shoot you. Oh, I control all the wind. Oh, I'm Trump. Welcome to China. We got the best wind, the strongest wind. No one has more wind than America. No one. Not even China. Yeah, I forgot your hat can time out, which is kind of annoying. Other Mario games, your power-up doesn't time out, man. Does it? China. I think I just gotta get that one last one. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, this sucks, man. Mario sucks. Alright, give me another wing cap. We gotta go to China. Anyway, I don't know who's gonna win. I don't know. I have no idea at this point. I thought it was gonna be Trump. I was like, Trump's definitely gonna win. Everybody's just into it, but everybody keeps saying Biden's got it. Get the thing, Mari. I hate the wing cap. It's not fun. This sucks. Yeah. So flying should be fun, not annoying. Alright, where is it? It's like right there, right? China. There it is. Is Kanye going on Joe Rogan? Is the debate over? Yeah. Sorry, man. Kanye. I think Vito-Chan's, it's working out pretty well. She's looking okay. Gonna shrink her down a little bit. What am I talking about? Shrink her down. I am Vito-Chan. I live inside her. Deal with it. Behind Chain Chomp Skate. My name is Vito-Chan. I'm the best VTuber. Everyone loves watching my game streams. 'Cause I am the best. My streams are always so fun. I'm going to do this thing. Oh no. Ow. Ow. What? What? I'm gonna die. No! Anyway, is anyone even saying that the Trump... I mean, I think Trump... It seems to me like Trump technically won the debate, but the whole idea of winning a debate is pointless. It's stupid. The one point Trump kept making was he's like, Joe Biden already got to be vice president. And you're like, yeah, but that's not really a thing. Everybody knows the vice president doesn't get to do everything. The idea that the vice president, like, if there's still problems remaining in the country after the vice presidents have become presidents all the time. So you can't be like, oh, why didn't you just do it when you were vice president? It's like, I don't know, man, there's always something to fix. There's always a new problem to work on. How many vice presidents have become president? It happens a lot. Yeah, it's just two old guys being boring. Boring. It's not interesting. I'd rather talk about China. Dude, how do you keep missing? This is what's infuriating about Mario. First of all, the controls are super, like, weirdly floaty. Not floaty, but, like, he keeps moving even after you don't want him to move. The Mario 64 controls are bad. I know Biden was in politics for 40 years, but it's not like he didn't do anything. It's just politics change. Like, that's like saying anyone who was a politician in the last 40 years, the fact that America isn't perfect right now, that they failed at being a politician. It's like, I don't know, man. You can't get everything done. Our species is fucked. Climate change is a real deal. Type deal. Climate change should not be a partisan issue. And the idea that it costs a lot of money, yeah, it costs a lot of money, so whatever, do it. It doesn't matter that it costs a lot of money. I don't know what I'm supposed... Does anybody remember what I'm supposed to do with the snowman? Because I roll him down the... hill. I think I'm just not following him closely enough. Talk to me, snowman. What do you want me to do? I'll follow you, he says. Okay, so follow me. He says he'll follow me, but then he just kind of goes off and dies. Do I have to, like, go really closely? Follow me. You're not following me. Oh, there it is. Is that it? Wow, that's really easy. Yeah, science is important. People should believe in science. If you don't believe in science, what are you believing in, you know? Oh, by the way, thanks to everybody who donated if you're still here. There's a lot of people, so I can't go through them all, but you know who you are. You know I love you. And thanks to everybody who subscribed. Who was handing out subscriptions? It was, Kriegerbot. Kriegerbot was handing out subscriptions like candy, man. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I know volcanoes can release a lot of CO2, but we still gotta see how much we're adding to it, man. It can be a problem. How many stars do I need to get in here? 30 stars. 30 stars. Jesus Christmas. I know some of this has been wrong, but man, there's a lot of study. There's a lot of study. Well, yeah, but acid rain, I mean, we figured out, we stopped using aerosols, and we closed the whole frickin', It's not like we didn't do anything about the ozone layer. We used far less aerosol products, and it ended up helping a bunch. I'm probably gonna sound dumb, because I'm sure they did something else other than not using aerosol, but... we fixed that ozone hole. Am I supposed to punch the bunny? Or just... I think you just dive at it, right? Oh, yeah, I got him. I have a date. I cannot be late for tea. Whee! I like that the answers are not yes or no. It's you bet or not now. Yahoo! Wahoo! Wahoo! The talons of the big bird, huh? I think I just gotta go. I hate the pyramid. I hate some of these Mario levels a lot. I hate this one because it has those stupid things that you're supposed to hide inside. It's like so annoying. Damn it. I know we're living on a... well, all planets are dying. Hey, Fabio. Thanks for coming by, buddy. Yeah, Kriegerbot's a good boy, handing out those subscriptions. I gotta put some I gotta figure out how... Isn't there ways to like set up cool things you get if you are subscribed? I don't know enough about Twitch, sadly. There's so much to do as like trying to be a streamer, you know? You never know, like, you're supposed to set up this program and set up this program. Don't fall! It is true that if humans disappeared, the planet would be very happy. When I was a kid, this was like the coolest thing in the world. To grab Mario's head. And I'm surprised they even let us do it, because look at how like insane it becomes. I'm surprised they let us play with his character model that way. Because it looks like a glitch. Look at that. Everything's clipping through everything else. So, thank you to Nintendo for letting us do that. It's pretty cool. They're like, look, dude, you live in the future. That was pretty cool. That was a good idea for a little loading screen there, Nintendo. Can I go under the bridge yet? At some point, you like unlock a thing here, and I don't remember when. Shane. Alright, Mario. Alright, Mario, get out of there. Wow, this sucks. Go. Have I seen any My Hero Academia? You know what? I haven't. Everybody tells me it's good, so I guess I should finally read it. I like reading manga more than I like watching anime, just because I can consume it quicker. What's in this one? I forget which... Have I never been in this one-star room? That's super weird. I guess I just kept forgetting about this one. What is this one? Oh, this level rules. I love this level. What happened to the animation streams? I'm not animating anything. If you're asking where the archives are, I can put them up somewhere. This is the best Mario 64 level in terms of design, I'm gonna say, because it's like a real platformer. It actually kind of feels like maybe this is like the first level they designed, because it feels like a Mario level. You know, it's got little traps and stairs. And I love this level. Little platforms, slides. Love this level, and it's all green and colorful and nice. For some reason, I always think about playing this level on Mario 64 DS. Which I don't know why I don't own it. I thought I could jump on top of these guys. Well, that was fun. The main character gets boring. Well, what are you gonna do? Yeah, I know. I thought you could jump on top of the piranha plants. Am I crazy? Did I just miss the jump multiple times? Oh, speedrun strat. Get wrecked. Is everybody arguing about science in my chat? Oh my god, why is it so hard? I don't know why they didn't update the textures on some of these guys. Some of the textures are a bit blurry. I feel like you could just go in and update them a little bit. I guess people want to play the original, though, unaltered experience. Okay, I'm going to try jumping on his head again. Okay, you definitely cannot jump on their heads. Can you punch them? Alright, what was this going to say? It's like to walk slowly or something? Yeah, people are still hanging out on YouTube. Everybody likes a little Mario. Everybody likes Vito-Chan. Vito-Chan is the... Oh, no! Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Vito-Chan is everyone's favorite. Everyone comes for her streams. You guys been watching my videos lately? What do you think about Vito uploading a video every day? Is that good or bad? Are you like, oh boy, my favorite YouTuber uploaded more videos? Or are you like... See, this is like the first level because it's like telling you about the camera and everything. I feel like this was designed as the first Mario 64 level. It has all the tutorials and stuff. About like what coin blocks to open and stuff. I don't know, this feels like a better introductory level than the one where you race the bomb or whatever. Race the, whatever... Who do you race up the... No, you don't race a guy, you just go up the mountain. Whoa! Honk, honk, honk. Honk, honk, honk. Did Shadows of the Empire have a terrible camera? I haven't played that game in forever. Hit me. Bitch. Oh. You like my video on that trailer yesterday? The one now all these people are calling me racist. They're like, Vito's channel is so racist. He thinks Chinese people and Japanese people are the same. I'm like, no. This is such a good level. Get me. Oh, you can, like, knock him over. Try to hit me. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I forgot, yeah, pull the camera out. Bitch. Tony Heller has some good videos on it? On what? Oh, on climate stuff. Do what Vito-Chan wants to do. Vito-Chan wants views and subscribers. Vito-Chan is obsessed with being popular. I want to be the most popular Yakuza princess on all of YouTube. That's all I desire. Is my mouth not opening when I look at the camera? Camera! China! Well, people are saying, don't you understand that Chinese people don't like dragons and martial arts? And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, this is not going to appeal to Chinese people at all. And I'm like, I think you're dumb. I think if you believe that, you're a dumb person. To the top of the fortress. I thought I already went to the top of the fortress. They're like, Chinese people aren't going to like this movie. What? What in God's name are you talking about? Chinese people are going to love this. No, Chinese people don't like dragons and swords and martial arts. I'm like, okay. Cool. Cool. Do I remember Shadow Man 64? I remember what the cartridge looks like. I never played it. I do remember it had a cool cartridge label, and I always wanted to try it. The Shadow Man. I am the Shadow Man. Oh my god. Oh my god. Mario, what are you doing? I'm not telling you to do crazy jumps. I don't know why you're doing crazy jumps. The controls on the Switch, I'm going to say it, they feel a little crazy. A little loosey-goosey. Have fun, honey. Thanks for coming by, my buddy. Eugene. Let's talk about something fun. Well, how about abortion? I love it. Vito-Chan has had 12 abortions, and every one of them was better than the last. I've watched any Clone High. How about every episode about 20 times? Yeah, I've seen a couple Clone Highs, buddy. Big boy. Vito-Chan streaming the games. Vito-Chan is never lame. Shoot into the wild blue. Do I gotta go to the top again? Vito-Chan is the best. I do not like that every one of these seems to be just get to the top of the fortress again. But whatever. Going to the top. Whoa! Whoa! So where's the cannon I gotta take? Shoot into the wild blue, huh? Oh yeah, can I kick this over? Well, there's no cannon over there. Stop! See, the camera sucks. Why does the camera not just stay behind Mario? It's infuriating. Alright, well I'm trying to find a cannon. There's not a cannon on top of the fortress, is there? It's above the blue coin button. Where's the blue coin button? Oh, the one down there? You talking about the one that's above me? Old game bad. Did they ever announce a... Oh wait, here we go. Hey, I'm supposed to use this, I think.
I'll prepare the cannon for you.
Old gamepad. Shut up. Streaming any spooky games for Halloween. Maybe. Yes, I'll do that. I'll have a spooky Halloween game stream. We did one last year. So I think I'm just supposed to go there, right? Oh shit. Ba-da-bump. 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 Spooky games for Halloween. There we go. Bum, ba, da, da, ba, da, ba. New Amnesia. I just got the old Amnesia because they're giving it away for free on Epic.
Wahoo! Yay!
Anyway. Alright, we've been streaming for 2 hours. Figured we'd get a good 2-hour stream out of it. Got a couple Mario stars. Thanks for everybody who come by. Don't forget, if you would like to get, if you want to get notifications of when I go live from streaming, sometimes YouTube does not send them, so consider subscribing to twitch.tv/TheVito-Show, which for some reason sends notifications better. I'm gonna go, oh god. My neck always hurts when I play games because I'm staring. My screen is like lower than my body, so my neck is like aimed down. It's super weird. Alright guys, thanks for coming by. Thanks everybody again who donated, I appreciate it. Makes me feel like a real boy. Brian Jensen with the $5. Sorry for the climate talk, you the man Vito. Thanks Brian. Thanks buddy. Love you guys. Stay safe. Wear a condom. Believe in yourself. And I need more memes. I need more Vito-Chan memes. Vito-Chan is the #1. She's the best. Goaty McGoatface says, the fact that Vito-Chan doesn't realize that all Chinese people hate anything that even vaguely references or is inspired by their cultural heritage shows how ignorant she is, and she ought to use this dough to learn. I will! I'm a dumb, stupid girl. I don't know anything, but my breasts are mighty. What? Are my breasts large? I've got a good-sized rack, I'm gonna say. I'm a pretty girl. But if you touch me, my Yakuza daddy is gonna kill you. So don't you dare. My Yakuza daddy will come.